Hello. Hi everyone. Oh, the microphone's almost out of the way. Hi everyone. I hope things are working. I'm not muted. Things looking all right. Marty's there. Hi everyone. That is here. Hi James, Jimway, Paul, Jeremy. It's scrolled past now. I saw you as I was typing, and then I realised I should probably I should probably start the thing and just talk instead of just typing in the chat. As fun as that was. Yes, we are going to play some Obsession today, which, like, is it 2019 this came out? 2018? It's been a while. So, like, I thought, oh, I've just missed out on this by like a year or so. Finally, I'm catching up. It's been ages. But yes, it's been hard to get hold of a copy. Every time I've kind of been alerted to it again and you should try Obsession. It's been hard to get a hold of, but finally, I have it here. I have the other stuff as well for it, but we're just base gaming at the moment. Basically, it's a kind of, however you'd like to think of it, Pride and Prejudice, Downtown Abbey, Jeeves and Wooster. That's how I'd think of it. Make it as silly as possible. Although, I think Pride and Prejudice does that, right? I haven't read it. Spoilers for classic novels. Yes, you all have to talk fancy in the chat. I clicked on a clip of Jeeves and Wooster to check how they pronounced valet, but it's all the same. It's all the same pronunciation. It doesn't matter. It's been pronounced every way you could imagine, and it's all correct. But yeah, we should be saying valet, and I was just watching more of it because hey, Fry and Laurie, and the books are great as well. That's as close as I get to this. The posh folk just being ridiculous, which is the best way to think of it, really, because otherwise it's just sad. Yeah, think of it's all of those things combined, right? It's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of Victorian England. We're over in Derbyshire, and we're trying to woo the Fairchilds, who I kept calling the Fairfaxes actually, but it is Fairchilds on the card. We are playing against the Fairfaxes. In the solo mode, so I believe there are more solo things included in expansions and extra boxes and stuff. I think I've just got the base. I've just got the base game stuff here. There might be there's an extra family. We put that in. I'm not playing as that extra family, but it came with some cards and things. So there might be a few extra cards. I don't think any families or anything came with that. Generally, we're playing with base game stuff. So we start off with these 5 rooms are what's okay in our estate, what's usable, what we can invite guests to, what's presentable to the prestigious folk of Derbyshire. And over the course of the game, we will be hiring builders to renovate our estates, to put those rooms back in, and then we can invite more people here. And those people will beget other guests that will hopefully be even more prestigious and woo the Fairchilds. We are hoping to marry off a member of our family to a member of the very, very wealthy Fairchild family, because our fortunes are on the decline, and it's our way back, basically. There are a lot of play rates and stuff to this, but generally, there are, as you would expect, loads of options and different things can happen. But yeah, generally it's quite simple. Don't worry about it. Well, I thought, Warren, that what will be ingenious is as the estate fills up, I can just slide it up and get rid of the coins out of the way. So I've revealed my plans a little bit early, but hey, Oxford comma optional, mandatory, right? Yeah, we'll get all of the room when we need it, because I might just go really, really heavy into one category depending on what the Fairchilds are after. I think Steve, that the solo, or maybe it's one of the separate boxes. There's the Wessex expansion, and there's the really useful box that comes with all manner of different things for it. Some replacement things, some new things, and the expansion itself. I think there is another solo mode that incorporates the expansion stuff. So I don't know if that's more balanced or it's just the base game thing that isn't, because there are the rulebook is good. It's wordy. I say that. It's It's very clear what the game is once you have finished reading it. But yeah, it goes very in depth about everything, including, which is nice, a lot of the choices that have been made, because this is the second edition of the game, third printing of it. So it like says on the covers of everything that it's 2.1. So it's got like a bit like a few fixes since the second edition, a few typos, a few things have been balanced out. But it does mention in the solo section that there's some second edition things you might find this a bit easier, you might find this a bit harder. So I've gone with a family. If we can, oh there we go, that should take us up there. Zoom in that much. But yeah, the Fairfax family. So we've got all manner of solo opponents here that vary in difficulty. I've just gone for an intermediate one. I thought that would be hopefully doable. So the solo bot at the moment. So the game itself, if you're completely unfamiliar, hey, I'm not that familiar. We've played it a few times, but we start off with a starting family based on who we are, and a couple of starter guests from the starter deck. So some basic people, and we'll be doing a bit of deck building. But we will basically choose a room in our estate. We will host an event there. We want people to come to those events. Depending on the people, we will need certain staff, certain servants to be there attending to those guests. And we will amass more guests, more prestige, more rooms over the course of it. We want to, like, the Fairchilds, the prestigious family, are going to have particular wants. There are particular trends that are going to come up each season of the game. And we're going to reveal a card here. You basically trying to get a majority in the colours, the categories of rooms. And in the final season, it's the sum of all the categories they wanted each season. So it's just one per season, and then all of them at the very end. The card on the solo bot here just tells us what those values are going to be at the end of the season. And then at the end of our turn, we will roll a die, and that's going to tell us, is there a monument in the builder's market or not? And then based on that, what did you roll? It's going to take a tile away, or it's not going to get anything, and then it gets a modifier on its roll. But it seems that that's all it's doing. And you have a target score to beat that will be boosted by it will get a VP card every season that it basically wins the Fairchild majority. So we don't want that to happen, but it's hard to have majority every time. I will be aware it might be happening right now. I need to dash away for about 2 minutes to... There it is. I need to get a parcel. It's Great Western Trail. I'll be right back, everyone. There it is. Woof. So, I believe that it's just the designer's solo mode, right? Out of breath now. Dan Halligan and key playtesters Tim and Matt Halligan. It doesn't mention anyone else for the solo. No, I think it is all Dan Halligan. Yeah, I haven't played Great Western Trail for a good long while, and it didn't have solo back when I had it, so we'll see how that is now. Ooh, I shouldn't have run. So, we're all set up. Let's have a look at who we are. The chair's not quite right, is it? The illusion that I'm sitting here in space with a microphone floating in it. Surprise unboxing, we can do, yeah. We'll just shove all this aside at the end, and you can have a look at some Great Western Trail. So, we are the York family, and I'll say that, like, I think this is like second edition onwards. It came with all this stuff. It's got like fancy boxes for all of the families, like thematic wise. It's very nice stuff. Comes with lovely cloth bags for the tiles and things once you play in the game. But yes, we are the York family. We start off, our domestic staff are exceptional, so we have an extra footman. And we start with a family. Here is the York family. You can see because we've got the Y and our crest in the corner there. This is our family, and the families work largely the same way, I think. And I'm not sure if the powers are all identical. I haven't laid them all out, but you will have, a patriarch, a matriarch, and 2 children. And I think the young ladies all work in the same way, that the young lady has a bonus if she goes to an event with a prestige guest. There are like level 1 and level 2 guests. The level 2s are the prestige. So if she goes to an event with a male prestige guest, she'll get a bonus. But basically, we will have these attending events with the other people. Our starters for this game, just randomly out of the starter deck, we have Major William Hawes, a well-known explorer. He led a successful expedition up the Zambezi. And Francis Trotwood. Ladies have allegedly swooned over the dashing Mr. Trotwood. Oh, I thought that was an F. But he is always the soul of honor. Also, yeah, it is a really nice production. There are also, I've left them out of this for space reasons, but there's like an organizer board that has these colors again, but it says what each color is. But it says that on the tiles as well. I wasn't really sure what they were about. The only thing is, and maybe this will be specific to UK people, that this font here, it's a little tricky to read for me anyway, but also it's the Only Fools and Horses font. So all the other fonts in the game kind of say that that Downton Abbey, Jeeves and Wooster vibe, but then I'm just thinking of Grandad and Uncle Albert as I look over the player board. But yes, that is our starting family. They are going to be the people that we can invite to events. And we have the same starting rooms, unless you play a particular family that have extra starting rooms. Every family's got a different benefit. So ours is the extra footman. You can start off with money. You can start off with extra reputation, extra rooms. There's a cook in the expansion family. But yeah, that's all locked up in the expansion box, I think. The only thing that I've taken out of it is the game comes with very, very tiny cards that are nice and do make you feel like a giant. The game comes with teeny tiny cards for the victory points and the trends. But yeah, we found that as cool as it is to hold these and try to shuffle them, yeah, and for visibility, it will be nice to have the bigger ones out here. Getting a viticulture vibe from the visuals. Yeah, the supply board maybe, like the fonts and stuff might be there as well. I see what you mean. Exactly. Wait, hopefully we'll not be Rodney Plonkus tonight. I only know that as yeah, it's called, maybe a variant of it, but it's called Mistral, that font. I used to love Only Fools and Horses when I was having to make things for school and finding what that font was. I do love there's something strangely satisfying. I can't think of any other game that's got that offhand anyway. I must have something, but that's got cards this tiny, because it is quite satisfying trying to do a miniature thing. It's you can't really riffle shuffle them and stuff, but it's cool trying. So yes, we've got slightly bigger ones that are included in the expansion, and it's just yeah, there's so many options and stuff when you include everything in this game. So hopefully this all goes well. We love the solo, and we keep playing with more things in the future, because we've kept it all off limits at the moment. Just play with the base game stuff, and we'll introduce the expansion things later on. So the order of play. This is what's going to happen every round, and there are going to be 15 rounds of the game. Is that right? Well, 16 technically, yeah. Over in the round chat, you can see here, you can play an extended game, which I think normally normally it's just the standard game for solo, but there are cards somewhere that let you play the extended game as well. It's just got more rounds in it between the seasons. So we have a few rounds in a season, courtship at the end of it, do some resetting, some more rounds, courtship. Events will alter things as they come up, and then at the very end of the game, we will see who has won the hearts of the Fairchild. And at the end of every season, the person who did the best will get one of these cards to use in the season. The Fairchild of your choice comes to your estate to stay for the season. But at the end of the game, you will get them, and eight big points for the person who gets that at the very end. So yes, there's going to be 16 of those rounds, but the courtship ones don't have the same structure as everything else. So rotate service, we don't do that at the start. As you use your staff, they will go to expended, and it's basically a couple of rounds until you can use them again. And rotate service is just how they start to come back into available service. The round track, don't need to move yet. Monuments are rooms that you can get that will give you reputation every round. Don't have them yet. And the servants' hall is a room that you want to think about once you've got that. So we go to the bulk of the thing, which is the main thing of the game. It's pick a room, you're going to host an activity there, and the rooms do tell you, so the private study is where we can do some village fair planning. There's stuff about just what type of room it is. So it's a starting room. This is an essentials type room. It's worth 3 points at the end, and there's the level of the room as well, which matters because you can't host things in rooms that have got kind of higher prestige than your family has got. So you'll want to earn some reputation as we go on. It tells me that if we were to do some village fair planning, we can invite 2 family. So sometimes it's gentry, who's basically any cards, just two cards. The butler room is special. Only the butler can go there. We don't invite people there, but it's how we get more servants into the manor. It might be ladies. They've got certain staff that want to be there. But basically, I could just invite family here. So one of the Yorks themselves, the 2 Yorks can go here, and the butler, and they could do some village fair planning. So you will invite people there. Cards will have benefits on them. It might say, if I put one of these starters in there, they will need the green is the valet, right? They would need the valet to accompany them. So with only 1 valet, I can only really invite 1 of those there. But I do have, these different things have different effects. The red is the housekeeper, and usually, like she might have special things, like she has to go there in the front parlour, but she can use shouldn't York start with 2 footmen? Or do you usually only start with 1? Did they have their extra 1 already in the box and I've just given them an extra 1 out of nowhere? I may well have done that. Yeah, if you should start with 1, that's why they had 2 in their box. I've given them an extra 1, but they were probably all set up in the box. Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, but give them chance to bottle. So yeah, it tells you as well next to it what reward hosting something in that event will give you. So the village fair planning, nothing right now, but the main gazebo would let you invite a prestige guest in there. The 2 symbols there are the level 2 guests. But what will also happen is once we've hosted an event there, whatever happens with the cards will happen, but also the room will rotate and might do something completely different. So the study's special because when we have village fairs that will happen in the rounds, we'll get some extra income and stuff for the rest of the game. But you can see that the room itself is now worth nothing. So you might not want to do that. It's worth no points, but it will have earned you money and reputation throughout the game. So maybe it is worth doing. So I know that I've got an extra footman. I don't have any money. So if I want to build something, I want to earn some money. How can I earn money? Well, inviting guests that will earn me money, which is not the starters that I've gained. So I want something that I can invite family to, which is basically anything. Unfortunately, the ladies don't earn me any money right now, so it's not going to be the front parlour, which I can only invite 2 ladies to. The bowling green will give me £300. I think that would be a nice start, especially since we've got the extra footman. Yeah, I think let's... And I'm always after advice and stuff. You make yourself a cuppa. I don't think mine's quite cooled down yet. I need to remember... Hold it. Hold as if you're right-handed so people can see what the mug is. Yes, let's host something in the bowling green. So we need a footman to prepare the bowling green to play some bowls. And then we can invite 2 gentry. And maybe I should split it up and get a bit of money as well. See, the family don't need any extra staff because, they live there. It might be nice to earn a bit of prestige or get a few extra cards, mightn't it? Yeah, I think rather than just invite all of the family, let's invite Mr. Trotwood as well. The Viscount York is going to play some bowls with Francis Trotwood. And yes, they're going to go to the bowling green. So we've hosted the activity, invited the guests. So to invite Mr. Trotwood, the valet is going to have to attend to him and provide the service. That's that. Enjoy the favours. So your favours come in this order over here. So money first. And you look at everything that you've done here. So money is £300, £500. So I will grab that. I think somebody answered as well, but somebody asked if they were metal coins. They are cardboard coins, but they are very, very thick cardboard. Like all the tiles are nice thick cardboard. I was tempted actually. I forgot all about it. I was tempted to get the coins from Lisboa. I haven't got too many games with metal coins in them, but I think they would suit. Right, so yes, we have enjoyed the money. Now the reputation. We have got 1 lion there, which advances 1 space on the reputation track. As we go around it, our reputation level increases. And then we have guests. So we just have the one... Is that a fleur? Fleur de lis? Is it? 1 symbol, which is going to get us a guest. So we just draw from the 1-star guest deck. And who has come to visit? Who has Francis introduced us to? It's introduced us to Miss Agnes Harpstead, a pauper, so -1 at the end of the game, points-wise. The spinster Miss Harpstead has led a tragic life, but is beloved for her lively mind. So will get us extra guests, does not require anyone to attend to her, but it's she's a pauper. She's going to cost us money to attend our events. So, we've enjoyed the favours now. Nothing else gets us any people or anything like that. So we can buy from the market. So over on the supply board here, here's the builder's market. Later on in the game, it's a nice system actually. As we get more experience and we can build better things, hopefully, the basic ones, so only things that are level 1 to 3 can go in the market at the start of the game, and service buildings, and they go in numerical order at the very start. So as the game goes on, this kind of clears out and they all go into this section. I think that's new for like a 2nd edition, because you could get an extra board that goes up here. Right, so let's have a look at what we can get there. So we've got the brushing room. Footman ability. Footmen can now serve as valets when needed. So all of my footmen could be treated as valets. The greens. The white meeples could all be treated as the greens, which is a pretty nice ability to have. And it costs £300 minus 200. So just 100 of all that I've just earned. Seems quite nice. Oh, thanks, Paul. Have fun. Yeah, there's a bit of deck building involved. And yeah, you never really know what you're going to get if you're just picking one guest. There are abilities as well that allow you to draw a couple of guests and keep one. That one is just draw and get what you're given. But hopefully, this early on, there are ways of dismissing guests from your deck. So hopefully we'll be able to do that after we've made use of them. The Butler's Pantry, staff expansion. This is how you gain an under-butler. So an under-butler will buttle for any male service role, except the Useful Man, which I think is an expansion man. So we don't worry about him. But yes, the under-butler is a wildcard man. Like the housekeeper can also be a lady's maid. The red can also be a purple, should we need her to. So that's a way of getting an under-butler. The Barn, proper grounds. Groundskeeping staff is expanded. All estate activities... Oh, so estate is a category. It's the red category there. Give you an extra reputation. And then we're getting into expensive things now. I can't afford any of these, but these are just more rooms. They are reputation level 3, though, so not particularly attractive right now. And yeah, so something to know in advance. Oh, we should know as well right at the start. It's good to remember before we make any decisions. You should know at the start of the season, right, what the trend is. Or do we change that for solo? Because it did say, actually, play with the Jane Austen variant. Did it? A closed courtship is used, Jane Austen variant. The one thing I meant to look up. Oh yeah, we should look at my objectives as well. So let's just check the Jane Austen variant. I did read them. I would remember if it just said what the variant was. Is it that we just don't look at them? Is when the theme card is revealed. So no, I shouldn't be revealing it. So we only know the theme card on the courtship space. Okay. But we will know the previous season's ones as they build up. Oh, right. So I'm glad I didn't just reveal one off the cuff. Right, so yes, the brushing room, I'm thinking that, yeah, because we've got an extra footman, that seems like a good idea. But we can see as well, we will only score like 3 of these, right? We'll score at the end of the game. Because we will gain more, we will discard 1 every courtship phase. So I will get 5 points if I have an English garden. That's a level 4 room. Don't have to worry about that yet. We can get 5 points if we have a French garden. So go all into the various nationalities and their gardens. The service group here is interesting because a barn and a brushing room, which are both out in the builder's market, would get me 6 points. Servant bonus, if I get 10 or more servants, and that's probably one to keep actually, because how many have I got? 2, 4, 6 at the start of the game. Use the butler's room twice, and you've got that. And then guest bonus, a point for every prestige guest, so like the level 2 guests. But you can't, family don't count, of course. So I feel like brushing room. Everything is pointing me to brushing room. What is being brushed? Lady Fairfax, of course. It's where Lady Fairfax is brushed. I'm not really sure actually. There must be something for it. Is it where the footmen get ready? Or something like that? If it hasn't been covered in the episode of Jeeves and Worcester that I just watched, I don't know. Right. So yes, let's buy from the market. You can buy something. There is something later on, the national holiday towards the end of the game. You can buy as many things as you can afford, right? So this only cost me £100. Happy to pay it. And we can come back to the manor. They all go in their respective columns. So if service is what's going on there, if service is what the Fairchilds would like, I will not be in the lead, actually. I'm now tying the Fairfaxes for service. It tells you how many they've got of all of these things. Oh, the brushing room in which all woolen clothes were brushed to keep them clean. It's it seems it's one of those things that it's comforting watching some of these fictional things to imagine it was all fantasy. Maybe some of it is, but hey. Right, so clean up. They go into expended service. The bowling green gets flipped over, and you can see what's on the other side of it now. If we hold bowls again, we will only get £200 for it, but the tile itself has gone from being worth -3 points to 2 points. Everyone's seen now how good my bowling green is. So, private study, brushing room, main gazebo, butler's pantry, front parlour, profit. Yeah, Marty brushing room. He's gone off camera, hasn't he? I think I've kept my windows ready. I haven't ever. Bear with me a sec. I need to double click this and get a window open that I keep closing. That's got a nice little Marty slider. We can get him back. But I think he might have. Oh no, he hasn't gone too low. There he is. Right. So that is cleanup. There is a variant that. Let's not use any extra variants and things. There is a variant where you can discard extra things from the builder's market each time. We did play with that when we've played it 2 players, just to keep things freshening up a little bit. So everything slides down right. And we draw back up out of the bag. Breakfast is finally served. Exactly. We've well, nobody's eaten or taken tea yet. We've got the north dining room there where we can hold a formal dinner. The dining rooms are actually great because they can hold loads of gentry in one go, but it's not great for the whatchamacallit, for early on. Don't have that many cards because these cards now that I have played are in a discard pile, and I will not be able to host these folk at an event again until I have passed. So when you pass, amongst other things, you get your cards back. So I've cleared the board, got all of these, and so we advance to the next round. Doing that a bit earlier because I'm supposed to rotate service first. Could do that now though. Keep it all on camera at the same time. And yeah, round track's done. Haven't got any monuments. Haven't got a servants' hall. We can go straight to the next activity. Which let's not make it bowls again. It's the number of points that you've got actually, isn't it, as well? So I'm talking about rubbish. It's the number of points you've got from each category, not just the number of tiles. So, using the butler's room would make it worth a point, and I would be tied for service, but service might not even be the category that we need to worry about. And, the main gazebo, afternoon tea going from -2 to +2 is a fairly big difference. Or you would go to private study first. Oh, the order you would do things in. It's the private study, the main gazebo, and then the butler's pantry. So yeah, the village fair is next time though. So I think that's what you're telling me. Yeah. So the private study, if I go there, it's worth fewer points, which is a bit worrying for the it's a bit worrying for the events, but it means that all of the village fairs, of which there are going to be 2, will earn me £300 and 2 reputation each. But is that particularly exciting? Oh yeah, I haven't rolled the dice yet. We're getting into my next turn, where actually something else needs to be taken. So all of this was up here, wasn't it? So there is no monument in the display. So let's see what the roll's going to be. Hopefully this is nice and visible. 11. So on an 11, takes the thing from position 4. Oh, so we must refresh it first because it refers to position 1. And that thing might be empty, right? So takes the thing from position 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to take the gabled conservatory, where the Fairfaxes can host an indoor constitutional. So we'll see an extra new tile. Oh, thanks, Gino. I did forget. Yeah, I'm thinking that the private study is very nice, and just getting those things passively, because we've still got 2 family. Well, we've got 3 family actually. We could still private study, but we could get some reputation from the front parlour. I've still got 400 money. We could get the butler's pantry or the barn, and then do the main gazebo afterwards when it's gonna generate extra stuff. It is nice to have that reputation. I'm just thinking as well, for the first courtship, if it did happen to be essentials, I would win that category because I've got 3 points to none. So I'm kind of thinking. So I've got the money if we want to buy either of those rooms. So I don't particularly need to earn money. I think you're right in terms of reputation. So we could do the front parlour. I do have 2 ladies. But then I would definitely be cancelling myself out of the private study for a while. The barn. Oh yeah, the barn is the other thing, isn't it? And then I would have the 2 things, and that objective is just done. So maybe I just do that. The butler's pantry is having an under butler is so good, but Yeah, maybe we just invite the ladies here. The downside is Miss Marianne Waters here. We don't have to invite her. We could invite Miss Hopwood. She doesn't get her bonus because she's not attending with a prestige guest, but we're not going to get a prestige guest for a while, so maybe don't worry too much about that. And the front parlour would then go from -2 to +2. So if prestige was the category, we might win that. I think, could we get away with not planning the village fair? It says if we want to get a load of servants, do we want to use the butler's room and get 2 more servants from there? But I think we can wait for that, can't we? Let's concentrate on... We need to get that barn, because it might be taken. If we don't take it this time, the bot roll could just take it away. And maybe we're not even going to see another one. So maybe it's going to be... We don't need any other guests. I can either get... draw 2 normal guests, the casual guests, and keep 1. Or I can get rid of a guest from my deck. And that's just draw the top card off the casual guest deck. Yeah, let's go front parlour. That seems all right. So we'll host some whist in the front parlour. By host though, at the moment, just it makes sense to just have the family there, I suppose, though, because there's no real benefit to taking Miss Harpstead because she costs 100 money and has the same benefit. You know, it would leave me with a family member. I think, yeah, let's see if this will work without doing the private study. So, hosting an activity, we are inviting just family, and then provide service. They don't need any service. The front parlour has the housemaid, and then enjoy the favours. So money, no. Prestige, 3 from here. 1, 2, 3. We're nearly at level 2. And then guests, we just get 1 from the deck. Miss Anne Hotlow. Anne is warm and generous with a reputation as an excellent whist player. Oh, Anne, you just missed out. Maybe. There you go. It's hosting this whist event. Word has spread amongst Derbyshire from this intense whist game that just took place between the Yorks and the Waters. And Miss Anne Harlow has come over here. So she would need the lady's maid and earns £100. It's basically the starter cards all get shuffled in with that guest deck at the start. So they could come out at any time. And then we get to draw 2 cards and keep 1. So who have we got here? Lady Elizabeth Seaforth. The genteel lady is the most pleasant companion and a passionate lover of great literature. She can invite a prestige guest. That would be quite nice. Or Sir Kenneth Crawley, BT. Oh, he works for BT. Sir Kenneth has a passion for horses and is heir to a modest estate in the heart of Derbyshire. I feel like prestige guests. It's nice. Invite another guest, and there's 2 reputation. But I think a prestige guest. It is a lot of ladies as well. But hey, it's just, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go that way. So, sorry, Sir Kenneth. The 2 ladies that just played whist and need to go into the discard pile. And, oh, we can buy something. So we definitely want to buy the barn, don't we? 400 minus 100. So 1, 2, 300 gone. Still got 100 in the bank. Over at the estate. That money out of the way a little bit. The system's working for now. Until the estate drifts off screen. The aim of the game is to launch the estate into space, right? So we've got groundskeeping staff is expanded. We'll host afternoon tea soon, and everything will be grand. We've earned another 2 points for this. And the front parlour flips around, and they can now play casino. Unfortunately, who's that? Miss Anne Harlow has come here expecting some excellent whist. She's only going to be allowed to play casino now, unfortunately. But we can get a bit of prestige from there, and we've turned a -2 into a +2. So the housekeeper goes up to expended service. We restock the tiles right. Do we restock it first? Am I doing that right? So let me make sure. Set up, yeah. After clearing the board. So at what point do we exactly refill the builder's market? Yeah. There's a load of rules. You don't have to buy. Oh, no, you don't have to. Builder's market reserve, we know all about that. Does it just refill immediately? You might want to focus on male guests requiring valets. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that like I really want prestige guests, but the downside of all of these female guests is I've only got the housekeeper and the lady's maid, whereas I have got effectively 3 valets right away here. So Sir Kenneth would have needed a valet, but I will hopefully be able to focus a little bit on inviting some male guests around here. Just, yeah, you buy from the thing. Does it get restocked straight away? As soon as you've bought a tile. Yeah, and if you buy, because you can only buy one thing anyway, can't you? And if you buy in multiple things, you buy them all before you restock. It's a Victorian lift. So, yes, let's have a look at what the Fairfaxes are doing over at Fairfax Manor. An 18, there is still no monument, so an 18 means no purchase. So, we need to remember somehow, and I will remember by putting this footman on top of the dice, that I guarantee you in about 10 minutes' time, I'm going to wonder, why is there a footman standing on that dice? What was that meant to remind me of? There is supposed to be a -5 to the roll. If they didn't buy a tile, -5 to their next roll. So they will buy a tile next time. Okay. We've cleared the board. Everything's cool. So rotate service. Slide the staff along. Got a lot available again. And then round track. We're in round 3. Monuments and Service Hall. The village fair is happening. That has no effect, right, though. It only matters if you have planned for the village fair. There is one of my thingy icons. Yeah, it's just to remind you that players who have flipped their private study would now get 2 reputation and £300. Nothing for me. So there's this reminder counter here to remind me, which didn't work as well in the normal game. The reminder that, at the start, you've got a monument, by the way. Make sure you take your monument prestige. We both kept forgetting. Right. So, we've done all of that stuff. We've done the round track. It's time to host a new activity. We've got £100. So if we want to build anything, we're going to have to earn some money. Which might be a bit tricky. We have got Miss Anne Harlow. Could impress people at afternoon tea with some whist. The Honourable Alan Waters, the York family heir, could earn me £100. But it's 400 for the butler's pantry. Now you can do these special actions. I can give up 2 reputation to get £100, 3 reputation to refresh a servant, 4 reputation to refresh the builder's market. So we aren't necessarily saying goodbye to the butler's pantry if we don't use it. If we don't buy it now. The bot isn't necessarily going to buy it. It's just that, yeah, we can't earn enough money to build any building this time. So instead, maybe we want to, instead of Miss Anne Harlow, maybe we want to invite Lady Elizabeth Seaforth. Because I'm just thinking, yeah, we could get the money from the bowling green, but it seems... Yeah, I suppose either way, it seems like we're wasting the event by going to a place we've already gone to, because you don't flip it again and get any more benefit. But at the same time, doing a better event now feels like you're wasting time a little bit, not building anything. But sometimes you've got to not build things. I don't think we want to lose the reputation at all. I think just hope that the butler's pantry stays there is the best thing to do. Courtship is coming up. We want to boost the numbers as much as possible, right? In every category that we possibly can. So I think the main gazebo, we are going to host afternoon tea. 2 gentry. It's going to be... Oh, do we want someone other than the... Oh, true. Actually, we cannot invite Lady Elizabeth Seaforth because we're not prestigious enough for her. So, should we do something about that and invite her to the next event? The main gazebo with the lady guests will give you 2 prestige guests. So, yeah, we'll have to leave her for now. So, instead, we could just get some reputation, which probably we need to do, right? And lots of things could be valets. I think still do the main gazebo, still use that footman. We don't want to just invite a person. It could be Anne Harlow. We could just get reputation this time. I think get £100 and 2 reputation. Or build up, and then we can build these 3 rooms and get things in there. Rather than the £100. So just with the cards I've got at the moment, we will get an extra reputation for doing something in the estate because of the barn. Yeah. So yes, the Honourable Alan Waters has invited Major William Hawes to the main gazebo for some afternoon tea, and he can tell him that time he went up the Zambezi. We need a valet. Yeah, more reputation will allow me to do more things. More guests, more rooms. I think that will be good. So, and we can hopefully get money later. So, 2 gentry. And provide service, invite guests, all done. Money. So at the moment we're getting 3 reputation. Now, I'm going to give up that £100. I might live to regret that. I'm going to get reputation. So 4 reputation here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boosted by 1 because of the barn. Then, so money, then reputation, then guests. We do get a prestige guest. And that prestige guest is going to be Lady Ethel Fairchild, the sociable sister-in-law of Margaret Fairchild, has formed an intimate bond with Elizabeth. I think... Is she from the... Yes, she's from the useful box, which we apparently put the extra cards in. It came with 4 extra cards, I think. The useful box. So, her ability... She's the sister of Margaret, Dowager Countess Fairchild. Lady Ethel brings a new favour to Obsession. During step 6 in the order of play, so enjoy favours, you may secretly examine the top unrevealed courtship theme card, which is then returned to the top of the theme deck. Okay, well that's who we've got. Oh, thanks, Steve. Yeah, my reputation marker should now be level 2. So, there we go. Yeah, I think that is... It's something that, from looking at kind of the rulebook and the pictures and stuff, doesn't come across as much, I don't think. That, like, the text on the cards is very nice, but it's surprising how much, like you're saying, how much storytelling comes out of the rooms and stuff, and the coincidences of the cards that you find, and that it does, like, I feel like that is emphasised in the rulebook as well, that loads of the design of the game is driven by trying to tell the story, which I think does come across. So we've got Lady Ethel Fairchild there. And we can buy from the market. We cannot. So we're going to have to skip that. Clear the board. So the valet and the footman are expended. These guys go into the discard pile, which is now getting... You know, it's bigger than my draw pile, although I've still got 4 guests that I can potentially invite. And we need to flip the main gazebo, so now it's worth 2 points, and we just get a casual guest, but we can look at 2 and pick one of them. Right, so we've done that, we've cleared the board. Bot, and hey, what's that footman doing on top of him? Oh, it's to remind me, -5 to this roll. 14 minus 5 is 9. So he's taking the tile from position 3 to 3. So no drawing room for us. But there is a French garden. We would not be able to host anything in it for ages and ages. And it's £200 more expensive than the space that it's in. But that is a 5. It's worth 4 points itself, even if we never host something in it. With 7 points if you do host something in it. And we've got an objective. You can even see it on this screen. But for now, we have another brushing room. And so I think we're all caught up there. We've done all of those things. I'm going to make sure I've got my little player aid here. As always, Borgungi Q's has come through with their great player aids. Not that the game doesn't come with plenty of player aids for things, but just to remind me that I'm doing all of the steps of the courtship phase right. So we've cleared the board. We can now move on. Rotate the service. So slide down. Oh, actually, in the courtship, it's when you rest, everyone gets completely reset, right? So then the round track, which is going to be a courtship phase. Round 4 is a courtship phase. So for that, we would, in the normal game with no variants, in the multiplayer game, we would have this revealed at the start of the season. But from the Jane Austen variant, we reveal these things now. The Fairchilds are interested in service, which is actually good, isn't it? So, total to victory points of those tiles per player. Well, over at York Manor, we've got 3 points worth of service tiles, even though we haven't... Well, actually, we don't send people here to use them. They're just passive. But we didn't use the butler's room. And for the bot, we can see in Season 1, they have 2 points worth of service tiles. So, whoever's highest chooses a Fairchild to put into their hand. So, we have either Elizabeth Fairchild. We don't really need to worry about points and things because they've got to go back at the end of the season. So, Miss Elizabeth Fairchild, a prestige guest, and 2 reputation. The stunning and elegant niece of Margaret Fairchild is an accomplished musician. And then Charles Fairchild, the nephew and dashing heir of the Fairchild fortune, is the most desirable bachelor in Derbyshire. So, normally I would be thinking, prestige guest, no kind of prestige requirements, and still gives you 2 reputation. But remember in the discussion earlier about we've got a lot of ladies. Look at my hand at the moment. Got a lot of ladies who all need a lady's maid, and I've only got 1, so I think it's going to be Charles. I think that as well, Sarah. Like I know I need to scroll back in the chat in a sec. I don't think I've ever chosen Charles, but I feel like in this situation, I'm saying, when do you pick Charles? Is it this situation? Do you agree with my logic behind that? Hi, Sarah. Oh, sorry to hear that you're sick, but hopefully the goings on in Derbyshire will make you feel a bit better. Major Horse Zambezi story. I think it's just a big euphemism. Charles will trigger Miss York's bonus action. Oh, yeah? And then he can send there and she'll get all of these things. I feel like Charles... Maybe it's going to be Elizabeth later, but Charles for now, I think is going to be a good idea. Right, so we're picking Charles, and then we get a victory point card, which is going to give us some points, or we can hand it in for a benefit. So we can keep it for 4 points, and we can hold it, right? We don't have to use the power right now, I think I'm right as saying. We can turn this in for a prestige guest, or I can just hang on to it for 4 points. But I don't think I need to decide right now. Although, to be honest, a prestige guest is sounding good. Really early on anyway, if this was the last round, points. Although the prestige guest that you get, I don't think they can be worth 4, can they? It's just that the prestige guest is going to be worth some points and probably have a good ability. So take the point card. There wasn't a tie. Fairchild goes back at the end. Discard an objective card. So what are we not going to get done? I kind of feel like... Well, the bottom brushing room we need to keep. The prestige guest, I've just gained 1, haven't I? If we get the Fairchild at the end of the game, that's 1. And it's just done. The English garden might never come out. I think I'm going to say goodbye to the English garden. The French garden's right there. Servants, I would like more servants. I don't know if I'm going to do it, especially since my footmen can act as valets, but I'm going to keep the possibility open, because your servants are also worth a point each at the end, right? I'm going to discard that one. Discard an objective card, and it's not the final courtship. So after the first courtship, the reserve markets kick in. So, it reminds you on the round track as well. So as we go into the next round, the service tile reserve kicks in. So, press the right button. After season 1, all the service tiles. So, if we do want the butler's pantry, it's hanging around. You can just buy from these reserves, and it's as if they're in the £300 space. Basically, freeing up this thing. And then after season 2, everything that's level 1 that comes out gets put on this space. So it's just some more stuff. We don't really need to know about the brushing room, do we? Because we wouldn't want another. But we see some more things. I assume we don't roll the die or anything, do we, in the courtship round? I'm sure not. Because there isn't like a normal round structure, is there, in the courtship turns? Like, I probably shouldn't have even moved I shouldn't have even used my thing around. Like, I refreshed service before the courtship round. Probably shouldn't have done that, so it just counts as the rotating the service now, I think. So, no need for a die roll. We can move on. And... oh, no. There's a little shot of Alderley Hall. There's an establishing shot of where we're looking. So, we have found the business room. This is from the really useful box as well. It's an interesting tile. There are plenty of interesting tiles in the game, but the business room comes in here. We can have some investments for this. So the Lord of the Manor has to go, and you invest in the tea trade. You flip it over and put £200 on it. And while it's like this, in step 2, you can either gain £200 from the bank or take it all off and flip the investment tile back. So it's a way of earning some big bucks. I don't know if we'll go for it, but it's cool, isn't it? And just after dumping the card, there's the English garden. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. No need for rolling the die. I think we're ready. Yeah, there's a courtship. It could be Charles Fairchild Esquire. I hear he's come over to York Manor, and there's going to be an event happening. So round 5 hasn't got any special text on it. Nothing to worry about there. We're going to gain an objective card next time. Do we gain 2? Or we just gain 1, right? Because we end up with 3 at the end, I think. Right, so host an event. Well, we don't know what the trend's going to be, although we could play Lady Ethel Fairchild and find out what the event's going to be. But we could have, as someone mentioned before, actually, the girl of the manor is in the discard pile, so she will not be attending events, but we could put her with Charles Fairchild and she would trigger her bonus as well. So the most we could do, the front parlour could have 3 ladies going to it, but we want money, don't we? That's a thing at the moment, that money's tough, isn't it? It feels wrong resting, having a passing turn with this many good cards in my hand. I suppose, like, the cards in the discard pile, they aren't particularly prestigious for getting your money, are they? Or should we hand in? Do you think hand in this for a prestige guest and hope that it earns us like a couple of 100, 300 quid? Of courtship. Yeah, courtship revelations all over the place. Yeah, I thought the business room sounded cool when we spent ages after our first game, going through, like, what's in the Wessex expansion? What's in the useful box? What should we leave where it is, and what should we put in there? I'm gonna go for it, If I lose by 4 points, I'm gonna really regret this. But let's get a prestige guest, because it's potentially another point as well, and worth some points. We have found Kenneth Viscount Ashwood. A master of political debate, the brilliant Viscount enjoys lively discussion in libraries and billiard rooms. Well, unfortunately, we haven't got one of those prepared for you. But you earn me £500. So, my downside I've just noticed, though, only got the one footman. He needs a valet. So, the only place we can really invite him to this round is the private study, where we can only invite family there anyway. So we can't have an event with him there. Does the... No, it's only the black counts as everyone. The blues, particularly the butler. So I don't think we can invite an event. Oh, and he's level 5. So, yeah, there's no point in doing that. It's cool for later. So, I feel like... I think take the prestige guests, organise an event with Charles, reclaim the guests, and organise. We'll get some... Yeah, we'll get some prestige, won't we, while he's here. And at least he's available to be used again. So, let's just get Charles Fairchild out. But he needs a green as well. I've got the same problem. Next turn, they're coming back. But... And even, I don't know if we could even have 3 ladies. If we had 3 ladies, one of them would have to be the pauper. Because she doesn't require anyone there. And actually, we need the... Oh, staff is a problem. Do we just go and get some staff? And try and prevent this happening from the future? From the future. In the future. Because I could pass. Your servants get made available, but they're about to be made available anyway. It's the bad thing. I feel like... We've got so many ladies as well. Then get staff. I think pass in and get... Well, we've already established we've got to pass because we haven't got the people. But... Oh, you pass, you get more staff and get £200. Did you get £200? Oh, when you pass, yeah. Oh, like, when you pass, you can... Oh, you pass and use the butler's room. I don't think we played that right when we played it. So, yeah, I'll pass. So you pass. Refresh your service. They're all coming back anyway. Reclaim your deck. We've got a hefty number of guests we can invite here now. Observe the round track event. There wasn't one. Monuments and Servants Hall. We haven't got those. And do we want to... collect £200 or hire servants? Oh, it's tough. Both of those things, a lot. With £200, we could buy right now the Hillside Kennels and... Although it's a simulated pheasant hunt, they're not allowed to pheasant hunt. You can only hire staff when passing if you're playing with upstairs, downstairs. Oh, that's the passing flowchart from upstairs, downstairs. Oh, I get you. That's why I'd never heard of that before. I've got an expansion player aid in front of me. Then I'll have to make sure I haven't put one of those in everyone's things. I don't remember us doing that in our game. So if I pass, which I've kind of done that. I can see who was in the discard pile and who wasn't. So £200, I could then build the Hillside Kennels. It's another sporting thing. It's a load of money. And would turn into a load of points afterwards as well. Or we use the butler's room. Because these staff are coming back anyway next round. And then we would hire more staff, and hopefully this wouldn't happen in the future. And the kennels might still be there. Yeah, I'd only just put them in the box as I was setting this up. We just had them all in a bag before I saw something at some point saying they go in the boxes. That's why you've got so many of them. But yeah, I was just quickly doing it all. I did notice there's loads of this category. Yeah, I'll chuck them in afterwards. For when we eventually get to upstairs, downstairs. Oh, it's so tough. I want the kennels, and I want to just host things there straight away next time, and then that's just going to fuel more money, isn't it? And we'll just play ladies a bit at a time. I feel like that's a good thing to do. But then that means passing, and I'm talking myself out of passing because I want to bottle and get servants work towards this, but I only have to get servants twice in the game to earn those 7 points. But there might be objectives coming along that are easier to do that I haven't seen yet. Oh, it's so tough. I'm passing. I did all the things. I get £200. I'm spending it straight away on those hillside kennels. Where, yes, even back in Victorian Derbyshire, they had virtual reality pheasant hunts. And that's a 3, isn't it? So we're not going to be able to have that right away. But we'll get the prestige in a minute. It's all going to be fine. So, tile from the bag. Is it like I'm likely to win? I think it's too early to say. I don't know. I'm not an experienced player. We've got a drawing room. That's how I'm supposed to say that, isn't it? Room. 20. Refresh. So actually, good call that we got that now because the display's about to refresh, which means you didn't buy anything, so -5 next time. It unfortunately means the French garden is gone, which we might have liked for our objective. I think there's another one, but will it come out? Monument time. Monument time. Need a lot of cash for those, though. It's just that I'm pretty sure he prioritizes monuments. Like, he's very aggressive about getting monuments. Nothing to get out of the display. Cheapest one, £700. It's a reputation every turn. And 8 points. In that category, right, as well. Ooh. So that might play into this. Okay, we've passed. We shop. And then it's a new turn. So we'll do that a bit early. Objective card. I'll rotate my service as I draw the objective cards. So, so I get 2, right? Round track icons, objective cards, draw 2. 2 and both go into your hand. Okay. I haven't made space for 2 new ones. So, prestige bonus, a point per tile, including monuments. I mean, for prestige tiles, we've only got 1 at the moment. In a 2-player game, which this is set up for, there are only 2 monuments. So there is not a prestige monument. There might be hybrid tiles. Oh, yeah, put them in number order. Thank you. When we completely refresh the thing, they've got tiny numbers on them. There we go. So the monuments are the most expensive, which is bad for me. He doesn't care about that. The Fairfaxes, those wily Fairfaxes. The other card, servant bonus. 2 valets and 2 ladies' maids. So that kind of increases the things. Now, I only need to hire 1 of each, and then that's done, isn't it? That seems like the thing to do. So do I want to bottle right now? I could do that at any point before the end of the game. We shouldn't do that right now. So we can't do the hillside kennels yet because we are just shy of the requirements. So before then, we're only going to get to use him once, unfortunately, I think. Let's get Charles Fairchild while we remember that he exists, and the York family girl, because then she'll get her prestige bonus as well. I don't know what they're going to do yet. So the upside of the hillside kennels would be being able to invite 3 people as well. And let's see, it might just be the dad for £200. then they would earn me. It's a bit of a waste going bowling, isn't it? But that's £200, £400. And I could maybe buy one of the monuments next time if I earn some more money. You know, host something at the Hillside Kennels and earn there. That sounds like a plan to me. Don't spend the money yet. Although it's tempting to just spend it on, like, a croquet lawn or something like that. One casual guest can go there, double all favours. And English Garden's out again? Oh, I discarded that, didn't I? French Garden's the one I want. But I feel like... yeah, earn the money now. And hope to earn some next time. Because there's nothing I can flip. Unless it's the private study, and that feels like a waste. So... the downside of the bowling green is that's a footman being used. And, you know, there's a footman, there's a valet already. But that's a lot of benefit, isn't it? And the front parlour can only have ladies. The main gazebo is another casual guest. I feel good about that. The heritage suite. Oh yeah, the double casual guest. So what's... like a casual guest I've got in here. I could get a load of prestige, of course, but like 2 new guests, 2 new things in there. Oh, yeah, the heiresses. We haven't seen any American heiresses yet, have we? Give you loads of money, but big negatives. Right, for the card itself. For now, yes, let's have some more bowls. Charles Fairchild has come all the way over here to see how Marianne gets on at bowls. So we've invited the guests, we've set everything up. The Yorks don't need anyone helping them out. So the service is done. Enjoy the favours. We have £400 coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it is reputation, which is going to be 5 reputation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on to level 3. Nearly at level 4 already, and then we can get to 5 and we can invite the Viscount round. Of course he's not coming round while we're at a lowly 2. So we've had the reputation, then the guests, we get a casual guest, and I suppose if this is... oh, it's only 2 guests, isn't it? Yeah, so yeah, let's ignore the Viscount then. You're right. I'm looking at the Hillside Kennels and planning out the bowls, aren't I? So yeah, just not have that 200. I think invite them together and get their bonuses. So the casual guest, if this is going to be an American heiress, maybe we'll get that heritage guest suite. It is. Oh, it's an adventuress. Miss Elizabeth Jones. Elizabeth's flirtatiousness causes embarrassment, but she is the Earl of Highcrest's niece. I don't think she's going to get played anytime soon. She gets me a prestige guest. You know, at level, you can invite her at level 1, gets you a prestige guest, but she causes embarrassment. She's flirtatious. She's going to damage your reputation, which you can balance out by inviting other guests. So that's going to be that's all the favors, right? Clear everything out. We've already flipped that tile, and hopefully it might just have to be the Earl and some ladies going pheasant hunting together. So I've only got £200. I could get that croquet lawn. It's only £100. I don't have one already. It's level 2. You can only invite 2 people there. I'm just thinking of the points these things turn into. But sports might not enter into the Fairchild's interests at all. So I think... and it is a minus coming up to courtship if we're going to try and get a monument next time. I don't know if I can earn £600. Maybe he's going to refresh it. Maybe we'll roll like 20 again. But he's got a -5, hasn't he? I'm not going to buy anything. I think that's okay. So, -5 to his roll, which means he is not going to refresh it again. It would be great if he refreshed it. Because then he wouldn't get either monuments in the game. And they are points. And number 1 means he is purchasing a monument, which I assume... is he going to get the leftmost monument? It doesn't particularly matter. to me. It just says monument. If there's more than one, the least expensive one. So 900, 1100, he is going to grab the garden maze. And does that get added onto his points at the end of the game? I know the victory point cards do. Game scoring points just normally. You get your points normally. It's the black base score on the AI's card, plus any victory point cards they got, plus 8 points for the Fairchild card if they won it at the end. Hi, Monica. The wind almost blew you off the road. Oh, I'm glad you made it. We need your help sorting out Derbyshire. I've cleared the board. Bot has just bought something. Slide down. And we see a green room. It's a hybrid room, right? So it tells you the colour that the other side of the room is. Look at that. Are the alternative monuments in the expansion? I don't know if I've had the choice of those yet. Like I say, I haven't really delved into stuff that's in the expansion yet. So, but I think we did find that in at least one of our 2-player games. Yeah, the monuments were a big difference in the points, especially if the other person didn't manage to get one. Right. For like, if it's a category that the person, I think I don't know if it was particularly the garden maze, but a monument, an estate monument came out, and it was like, if the card comes out for the category twice, you like double the points for it. Yeah, things can happen. So we've refreshed that. We can move on to round 7, where there is no special events. But we rotate the service, you come down, and it's time to think of an activity. Right, so they're in the expansion. I'll get to them soon enough, I hope, then. Yeah, glad you got home safe, Monica. I know what you mean. It's always knocking on our door with not so much me, because hey, I'm here a few days a week doing this. But yeah, Rach is in a school where there are pretty much no restrictions in the UK, and well, let's not get into all that, but yeah, they've cancelled all the restrictions in England, haven't they? Which is... What enclosure are you going to build? Enclosure? What have I missed? Performance. Have you got performances that got cancelled for next week? Yeah, it's just a distraction. I don't know what you would call it. It's not face saving, is it? It's just wild panicked flailing, I think you would call decisions that happen in this country at the moment. I say at the moment. It's what it's been for a long time. Oh, Victorian. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, Victorian Ark Nova would be interesting. But yeah, modern Ark Nova, we're much more into... I prefer, let's keep it modern, where we're just researching and helping all of the animals. I'm not sure we would have been so kind in Victorian Ark Nova. But yeah, I've rotated the service. Let's host an activity. We have got basically everyone but the Fairchild and the daughter of the house. So we wanted to try and earn some money, didn't we? I don't think we can afford the marble floor, and I think the bot's just going to get it again. Which it only gets it away from me. I don't think we can earn... So it's £1,000. I don't think that we can earn £800 in any way. So that's 300, 500. We can't invite the Viscount yet. 600, 700. And then we would have to, like, turn this back loads to get £1,000. No, that's... He's just going to get that. Yeah, I prefer the open courtship role. I suppose it's just to make it a little bit harder in solo, right? So you've got to just hedge your bets. Although I suppose they're all variants. You can decide what you want to do, can't you? For the things. But yeah, am I right in thinking there's a different solo mode for the expansion that's included in the box as well? There's like different cards. I don't know if it's an entirely different way of playing. But yeah, I read about there's some extra solo things included in there. Because there's a load of new staff in the expansion. that do various things that if you use the normal solo game with those, it gets way too easy because they're really helpful. So I think we want to try and target the hillside kennels. Unfortunately, though, that is going to be my footman. So any guests we invite, we can't invite anyone that would want a valet. We can, of course, invite the ladies. Not all of the ladies, because we only have a housemaid and a lady's maid. The housemaid can stand in for a lady's maid. So, we could look at the next card. It's just that the downside is we're about to see it. It's not like we can do a lot for it. So, yeah, I don't think it's worth doing that. It might be worth taking on a prestige guest just to know what we're dealing with. And we could balance out that reputation loss, I'm sure. Build up some money, get a different room. And I don't think we want Miss Agnes. See, Elizabeth Seaforth, there's a prestige guest. And a point for each prestige guest, remember? Yeah, I think. Ladies, 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 going on a pheasant hunt. So they would require both of those staff, which means we can't have Miss Anne Harlow as well. So I think just send the Viscount and get a bit of money. And then that's 3 people. We've earned some cash. We have not balanced out the prestige loss, though. I mean, he could just go for 1 press. We can earn the prestige some other way. Yeah. I'm fine with that, I think. So, yeah, that's all okay. Enjoy the favours. That's going to be money. 300, 500 pounds. I assume that's a 5. It's going to be a 5 right now. And then, as long as everyone at the table agrees what it is, it doesn't really matter, does it? I am losing 2 reputation. Still at level 3, though. Yeah, we should go, because we need to be level 3 for the kennels. Then, guests. We're getting 2 new prestige guests. So, like, oh, I've never played Apex Theropod. I don't have it either. So, it's not like I'm waiting to. But it looks cool. Yeah, thematically, the closed courtship is probably better. And that's what the rulebook explains it as, right? It's the Jane Austen variant, where it's like it's more like one of the stories that you wouldn't know. But Euro-wise, it's nice to be able to plan for it. Yeah, we'll just imagine they're going badmintoning. So we've got Alice, Dowager Countess Holt. The exceedingly wealthy Dowager spent 9 years in India. She has a sharp tongue and an uneven temper. £500, another level 5 though. Got to earn that reputation that we are currently losing. And then a level 3, which we can use. Major Anthony Cole. The Major is a war hero, but the loss of his legs requires extra care and attention. 3 prestige, but he requires 2 staff. He requires that extra attention. But it's all points as well. It's all points. And a point each at the end. I feel like I've got a lot of them. And then staff, we didn't earn any. So I think that's it for there. Buy from the market. We do have £700. So we can take the main library, gets you an extra objective card. The English Garden, I wish I hadn't thrown that thing away now. We do get reputation, don't we? For hosting things in the English Garden. We can, of course, keep going with the sports. We wouldn't be able to host something there right away, though, would we? We're just off the green room would be nice. We've got a lot of ladies, but not a lot of staff. We want the staff before hosting anything there. I'm thinking we're only getting 1 valet, though. We might have to butler's room next time. Which is a bit of a shame, but you've got to do it at some time. I found no answer to that dispute. Well, the answer that I found, actually, I don't know what website it was, but it was basically like, if you look back at history, every pronunciation you can imagine of valet, 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 it's all been used and all been in fashion at various times in history. So everything is right. I took the reference point as what do Fry and Laurie say in Jeeves and Wooster? And they say valet. And so, not that that's particularly set at any concrete time in history. I'm not going for accuracy here. I'm going by, hey, let's say how Stephen Fry said it that time when he was playing a character. What am I doing? I'm talking about rooms, aren't I? We could just get the butler's pantry, £400, and then there's an under butler, and maybe that will solve my problems. Oh, true, yeah, we could. What we build could affect our categories, couldn't it? So Fairfax's 0 in private study, we're already beating them there. 3 in service, so they would tie us. So the butler's pantry. I will say though, there are 2 of each category right in here, and 1 service has come out. So getting the butler's pantry would put us in the lead again, but it's unlikely that the next card is going to be service. Having said that though, this is the first time these big cards have been shuffled, so maybe it's not that unlikely. Maybe it's stuck to it. 2 points in the main gazebo, we would tie. -2 in the front parlour, so we're already winning that. And oh, this hasn't flipped yet, has it? We'll flip it now just so we remember. So 6 in sports, so winning sports up to the end of the game already. So we could buy a service or the English garden just to be winning on one of those categories. I feel like the butler's pantry might put me over the edge and mean I don't necessarily need to hire, but at the same time, I've got these servant bonus cards, and this one I only need to hire once to be eligible for. So I feel like we just hire next time. And maybe don't worry about the under butler. But service is going to come back and be important towards the end of the game, but he's only going to get 3 points for it. Whereas estate, if that comes up, he's getting 9 points of estate at the end of the game. I feel like I'm going to go for the English garden. We're not going to be able to use it yet, and I did throw away the objective card that wanted it. That's what I'm going to go for. And we would win it this time. I'm just thinking it's a different category, and then I think every category we would win right now. Apart from if service comes up again, and that would be really unlucky. If service comes up again, we would tie, which means nobody gets a Fairchild, and both of you get a victory point card. We've got a fenced paddock where we can admire the horses. So clean up. We've done the clean up. The bot gets a tile, which I imagine is going to be the monument. Although actually, it's not that likely, is it? It's just a lot more likely when there is a monument out. 19, no purchase. So actually, there's time to get the monument. If I can earn £700 next time, we can have the monument. And yeah, it's courtship time. Here you go. You can see courtship time beginning. Here it is. So, the theme card, a shelf of opportunity, is getting quite a small one. I'm pleased for you. Mine just spirals. You can imagine, can't you? Like, Great Western Trail just turned up. What else? I've got... So, I've had a couple of messages about the Tapestry expansion. Sorry to leave you in suspense. It's a quiz show moment, isn't it? I had a couple of messages about the Tapestry new expansion. That's arrived. So these will all be things that'll be in the vote for February. Titan, I think, has arrived at my work because, I've heard that the box is huge and heavy, and something huge and heavy arrived for me at work today. And then something else is about to arrive. Yeah. Hey, all of the months are great, right? Games. They're great. It's Essentials, which I am just winning. Anyway, so Origins First Builder and Tabanusi were in this vote. Zapotec. I haven't had Zapotec yet. I don't think I've had a message about Zapotec. I need to check that. But yeah, Origins and Tabanusi. They didn't do as well as the other games in this vote. Maybe they'll just be back again. But I want to get to them. It's just that at the top 3 things. So yeah, Ark Nova we had last week and yesterday. they were tying for a while, but Obsession just beat out Boon Lake by 1 vote when I checked on Monday. And so Boon Lake next week, and then maybe I do a Tabanusi. I need to do a Hadrian's Wall next week as well, though, and I wanted to do like a top 10 anticipated games. So yeah, there's never enough time to do all the things that I want to do. Yeah, I think Three Sisters is about to arrive with our group pledge organizer, so it's going to be maybe a couple of weeks until that gets here. But yeah, hopefully that'll be in February, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. Oh, it's going to be so cool. I would like to see the solo expansion for Mystic Vale. That was in a vote so long ago now, and it didn't do that well in it. But I always kept saying, I'll do Mystic Vale eventually. It's sitting here waiting for me, like all of these games are like, do a video for them. I kind of do this, partly for a living now. It's kind of more half and half, but yeah, I work in a record shop normally. That used to be all that I did. And maybe, hopefully, with your support, patreon.com/slickerdrips. With your support, we could be doing this all of the time and having all of the time for games. There's never going to be enough time for all of the playthroughs. Disclaimer, there is never going to be enough time to film all the things that I want to. So, what do we need? Hire... Yeah, I've won, because Essentials, I've got 3 points, because we didn't do the village planning, and Fairfax have 0 for Essentials, so I can choose a Fairchild again. The Fairchild needs to go back at the end of the season. So now, do we want to choose Elizabeth? It's another prestige guest, isn't it? It's more points and a point each for them. The English Garden wants 3 ladies. It's just... And if I go to get servants this round, which is what I would like to do, it's not going to be long until they're all back and ready to be used. I think I'm going to go for Elizabeth this time. Right, so I've had that and a victory point card, which is going to be... Would you like 4 points, or is that reset all of your staff? Symbol reference. Yes, refresh all servants. Well, we'll hang on to that. I don't think that needs to be used right now. Professional gamer, that would be lovely. That is the long-term aim. But yeah, at a certain point, like it's not that far off, right? There's because see the pages a lot. It's easy to kind of forget the gravity of it all, and like it's thanks to a lot of you that are here as well, and a lot of people that, hey, you'll be watching back later, right? But there's like 163 people on Patreon right now, which is amazing. Thank you everyone for being there. And I say that all the time, but yeah, it's amazing. It's why I'm here right now. Instead of being at work on this day, well, I'm at this work. But yeah, it's how I'm able to be here. And how we'll keep doing more things, hopefully. So what do I need to do? I need to... That's it, right, for the thing? Oh, I need to discard an objective card. So I think Prestige, right? That's not going to happen. Or maybe even French Garden. I don't think that's going to happen again. Yeah. Oh, Jen, where you move in for the first time with games. Yeah, it's... We moved last Christmas, and it was terrifying. Like, when you realise just how many boxes all of these boxes take up. Because like, when we moved before, I think we had just barely started when we moved before then. We had, like... I had Arkham Horror from years before, just from a kind of... coincidence, but yeah, we had like 5 games or something like that. Probably the Supermarket Sweep game, because I've always had that. Well, from whenever it was made. I was like 8 or something when that came out. You can see me and Paul. Well, Paul doesn't play it, but Paul's in that video. Supermarket Sweep. Right, what are we doing? We're doing a new round, so we need to just... there's a village fair, which doesn't affect me. The servants... refresh Haven't got any monuments, no service hall. Host an activity. So I think we're not going to be able to do the English garden right now, are we? I wanted to butler, didn't I? I think we're going to hold an event. The butler's room, so it doesn't require any guests or anything like that. We're going to get some new staff, and I think to satisfy this bonus and to help me out in general, it's tempting to just get 2 ladies' maids, but let's do a valet and a lady's maid, and then that's done. And if we get just 2 more servants, that's done. So, they come into expended service though, don't they? When you hire them. I think I'm right about that. So yeah, that's all that happens there. So the butler is expended as well. But I have earned a point in service now, so I will win service for the rest of the game. I don't have any money to buy anything though. I've only got 200 bones. And I could use that if I really needed to host something in particular. I could use that. But I won't right now. Bot did not buy something last time, so -5 to this roll. And that is that's a 19, so 14. There is not a monument. Oh, there is still a monument. He didn't take that one. 14 means he takes the thing in position 3. The monument's still there. Okay. That could be something to think about. And then buy from the market. Cleared all my board out. The bot has bought something. We are ready to start the next round. I am just going to dash and grab a drink because I'm going to keep coughing if I don't get a glass of water or something. I'll be right back. There we go. There we go. The illusion is barely broken. So, it's a new round, isn't it? I left myself at a brand new round. 10. And we can rotate the service. So we could have a couple of ladies coming, but if one's from the York House, then we don't need all 3. Let's see. Done the round track. No special events. So the builder's holiday. I know the national holiday, you can buy as many things as you like, right? I know that's the builder's holiday. The national holiday, you can host anything. So the reputation restrictions aren't in effect that round. Yeah, I just nipped down to the gazebo. Yeah, I think that, Jonathan. Like, it depends on like your means and stuff as well. But I spent like more than I could afford as well. Like at the start of gaming, just like you're watching all of these videos, and like I imagine it just compounds, right? That maybe it depends what kind of person you are as well. But I've done things like that before with like books and music and stuff. That you're just like, well, look at all of this stuff going back. Look at all of these games going back the years before I was playing. I need to have played them all. I need to have seen them all. And then eventually you get into a groove of what you really like and what you really want to keep, because there's no room left in your house and some things have to go. And I would like to say I've kept a balance of it, but yeah, things have built up again. And every now and then we do have like a bit of a cull. But like I would love to do like Board Game Ramblings, do the keep or cull thing. And they played through like a lot of their collection like last year, didn't they? Like replaying it and seeing if they still liked it. I would love to do something like that, but there's just not enough time. And it's kind of down to like Rach is a teacher, and it's a very stressful job. And yeah, it's not generally in the mood to play a game in the week. So multiplayer wise, we're weekend gamers. But yeah, it was a great idea to do videos based around that as well as working through the games. We did a bit of it, not in like doing videos on it and stuff, but we did have a bit of a phase when things weren't arriving as much. Last summer, I think, and we went back to a few. And yeah, Brussels 1893 is like still such a fantastic game, but way too mean for us now. I remember really enjoying it like 6 years ago or whenever. And on the other hand, though, Walnut Grove, even better than I remembered. It's great. You only blame me for Hadrian's Wall, but it's your most played game with Obsession being number 2. Oh, great. Oh yes, I'm not doing the new buildings properly, am I? So I just did the ones into the new stack now because we're in the new season, and we have got. So the rumor mill, I can use someone that's in the servants' quarters every turn. That would be interesting. We've kind of got a game room as well. Well, this is like it's kind of office and computer room as well as having the main game shelves in it, but. Yeah, downstairs has kind of been taken over by board games for the moment. See Marty Bottom. I'll try and get him back. And my fault as well. Downstairs has been overtaken by plastic instruments again because I've been playing Rock Band for the first time in years and years. I used to love it. I still do as well. But I used to too. How can you not love some Beatles Rock Band? Right, so. We're not level 4, are we? So we can't quite have our English Garden Constitutional yet. So I would like to do something where I can invite people. Let's do something where we can invite people. We could even, do the front parlour and have a load of ladies and then use this to refresh everything. And have the housemaids and everything back. It's just we might use all the lady cards. Or we could just do the kennels again for another £400. That's 4 gentry going to that. Save the ladies for next time. Because there's a valet coming in as well next time. Ooh. So the major is great. It's just, I don't know if we've got the staff for him. With the kennels, £400... We would only need to play. If we could play cards to earn 200, we could afford the monument, which is 8 points, and kind of essentials is taken care of for the whole time. Then, and that's a reputation every turn. I know we've gone over like a load of the turns already, but that seems quite good, right? It's just that's 2 guest spots taken by kind of weak guests that only earn you a couple of things at a time. So we want to save Elizabeth Fairchild for the English Garden Constitutional next turn. So we want to save a housekeeper. And just have all the good people next time. Could we get to 5? 1, 2... 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We would need 9 reputation. I don't know that that's possible in one turn. We could earn 2 from there. 4. If we did this next time, what about this? We just go all out on reputation this time and get to level 5, and then we could play her next turn. Not the Viscount, because he's not a lady. But we could play Ethel Fairchild then as well. And get a peek at the final courtship. I suppose that's not necessarily that important. I suppose, yeah, you're only getting someone that can earn you £500. There's probably no need, is there, to do that? Elizabeth Fairchild can wait. We're going to do Hillside Kennels. So that's going to require a footman. We want to save one for the English Garden next time, which means, unless we're going to play this card, we probably just want to play someone. Just one person can need a valet. Which might be one of going back to the level 1 cards. Oh dear. That is some reputation, though. Mayor William Horse. We could get rid of a card, like one of the minus cards. Or we just get more people in that give you some more points. Let's just go for some reputation. So how many people is this? 4 people. Oh, it's going to have to be a lot of family members, isn't it? Have we got enough ladies next time? 3 ladies. Yeah, we've... No. Yeah, I think next time it's going to have to be the Fairchild and just these 2 ladies. I don't know that we can have 4 people go to this. Unless we refresh the... We're going to have to refresh the staff next time. Because then we could invite... Oh dear, I'm getting myself stuck now, aren't I? Because getting that monument for Essentials is going to be really good, because that is a thing. We know that's a category for the end of the game, right? So it seems like a good thing to have. So make sure that we get the £600. There's 100. And there's 100. And we're going to have to reset the staff next time, I think. We can just pay reputation, of course, to refresh a servant. Because, yeah, that's nice, but I need that £100, don't I? Resting would have been a bad idea just to get 200. Yeah, we're going to do this. And then this might be a waste of 4 points. I don't know. Hillside Kennels. Invite these guests. Oh, actually, no, we shouldn't need to refresh the servants next time. It'll be okay, I think. I think it's going to be fine. Right. So we could have invited him instead. No, we couldn't. Stop. Just do the thing. So, money. £400, £500, £600. Prestige is going to be 2, because we already had the money off him. So nearly at 4. And no guests or anything like that. You can all go there. You've already been flipped. You can get discarded. Oh yeah, we need 4 gentry, don't we? Oh, so we do need to... Yeah, I don't think we can host the ladies next time. Yeah, we needed another person, didn't we? Oh, that's where I was stuck. I was just thinking, like, suddenly I wasn't stuck. It's because I just cut one off. So we can use him for sure, but then next time we wouldn't have. So maybe we buy something else then. Have him in, and then he's another reputation. And I guess if this is a lady, this could help out. Beatrice Wilton. So she's a gossip, unfortunately. But at least she can go to the garden party next time. I think we might be okay on that. Right. Yes. So everything else is the same, I think. We've just spent 1 more servant than I wanted to. And we might have to refresh all the servants now. So when it comes to the market, The green room is tempting, actually. Because that can flip between columns. But no, I think that's 8 points for the final determination of whether you get the thing or not. Just have that, and it's a reputation every turn. So £800. That's all of my money. I feel okay about that, though. There's a decent chance Fairfax would take that away. We'll see at the end if it was worth me doing. Okay, so we've got another business room. And the bot, so there is no longer a monument, so we use the first column again, because that's all the monuments gone. That is an 18, so no purchase. Gets a -5 next time. Yeah, saving the money could have been good. That'd be the time to rest before a builder's holiday, wouldn't it? To build up money so you could buy as many things as you like. But I think I've bought a good thing, and I was under pressure of the monument not coming out, because now it's the builder's holiday. Build as many things as you like rather than just the one. And then, yeah, rotating the service, we do not have a footman for the English garden, so we might have to spend this, but this is 4 points to give up. Oh, business room's level 1, thanks, Steve. So yeah, the level 1 should all go on their big pile in the reserve. You don't have to fan them out like this, I'm just doing it so you can see them easier. The retiring room for ladies' repair and relief is a level 1er. A level 6er, the Great Hall, can host 6 gentry. So with no points now, but if you hold an event there, 6 points, and then can host 9 gentry. Wow. That's kind of something as well with the extended game, that there's more chance to use these great big things and the higher press, like the level 5s and stuff. You've had more of a chance to build up for that. So now I wish that I'd had an under-butler, because who'd probably be able to help me do all of this stuff. Now, unfortunately, Fairfax is at a 9. So if estate came up as the category, there's nothing to buy. Oh, actually, there's a fenced paddock to buy, which would get me -2, so that wouldn't help. So if it happened to be estate, I wouldn't be able to win anyway, because it would go from 2 to 5. I'm just thinking, it's another prestige guest. Is it worth... I don't think we should rest. I think we should do another host and then rest after the courtship. Because we don't... I think rather than spend this for 4 points, what do you reckon to this? Just spend 3 reputation. We're still on level 3. I know we wanted to get to 5. But what do you think about doing that? Although reputation is worth points at the end, isn't it? Ugh. Do I refresh everybody, which is a bit of a waste because they're all coming back next turn anyway, and I only want 1 footman. But if we put us back... I need level 4 anyway, we can't do the English garden. Oh, I needed to... I bet I could have done it as well. That, like... I should have played... I guess, like, we could do, like, a... We could do a trademark cheat, right? If we had used the green that was available, because we used a white, right? We could have done the major. Does that check? Yeah, because we played another green. We could have done the major, which would have been 1 more reputation. So we're going to do a cheeky cheat. So we're in reputation 4. Because what would a Slicker Drip solo stream be without a bit of take backsies? And I'm going to give it up. I'm going to give up the 4 points and refresh the staff now, and then hardly use any of them. Because now we're at level 4, we can use the English garden. We can have our early evening constitutional with 3 ladies. And my job never stopped. Like my other job. Well, this one didn't either. But yeah, I missed out on. Really annoys me now that I tried to do all of this, like all of the setup and stuff, not in such a grand fashion, but I tried to do the streaming and plug my camera into a thing, and it didn't work. You know, when the first lockdown, when everyone started doing it, and I wanted to get in on that, and I tried so much stuff. I bought all this stuff that I ended up returning because I couldn't get any of it to work, and then like a year later, like about I think like last March, tried it all again with almost the exact same equipment, and it just worked straight away. I just really know that like what went wrong the first time. Maybe it was having a bad computer back when I tried it originally, because I missed out on doing loads of stuff that I could have done. But yeah, the shop work went crazy because everyone was at home, wanting stuff to do. But now, it's a weird situation now, isn't it? Because stuff's still kind of getting cancelled and restricted, and everything's just all over the place. Yeah, we got to do some cheating, but I think that is a much better cheat to do. So the ladies that we can send there, we choose from these 4. It's definitely 3, isn't it? Yes. We have all of the staff we could ever want, but we only need 1 for Miss Elizabeth Fairchild. So I feel like I haven't got £100 to lose. Whereas we're gaining reputation to lose, so I think we're better off losing the reputation from Miss Beatrice Wilton. And Miss Elizabeth Fairchild are being hosted by Beatrice, the Viscountess York, in the English Garden for a constitutional. And yeah, that's all we need, isn't it? 3 ladies, invite the guests, service has been provided, enjoy the favours. No money. And then reputation, +2, -1. So gain 1. Guests, we get a prestige guest. Miss, that's not a prestige guest. Well, here's the level 1 guest we're getting. It's Miss Alice Bingley. Miss Bingley is loved by all for her graceful manners and pure disposition. And then the Viscountess lets us... We either draw 2 and keep 1, or we get rid of one of these -1 points that we've got. Which feels tempting to do that. I'm going to do that. Get rid of 1. Getting towards the end. And then we get a prestige guest, who's going to be... Elizabeth Fairchild has attracted Charles the Lord Harwood. The stern aristocrat is one of the wealthiest inhabitants of Derbyshire and a demanding guest. It's worth 2 points, though. Can get you 400 quid. Sounds good. So that's all of the people. Nothing to do with staff. You there, you there. Oh, and the English Garden itself. 2 prestige guests and keep 1. Let's put these... so Elizabeth needs to go back. The others can go in the discard pile. We have the choice of Anne, Dowager Countess of Bristol. So with 3 points, so already... I'm leaning towards Anne. She's from the Wessex expansion, by the way. The sad dowager has endured a lifetime of tragedy, but she is very well connected in London society. And Caroline, Viscountess Abernathy. The Viscountess is demanding of the domestic staff and never gentle with the foolishness of the young. So, well, you need level 4 for her, but she's better. She just does more things and is worth more points. So I think there. Yes, we will gain Anne. So that's that, right? Buy from the market. I've got no money, so no, we're not going to be doing that. Clear the board. I've done that. Bot -5 to the roll, and that roll is going to be 6. So it's rolled a 1. Purchases the thing in position 1, which is the croquet lawn, and shuffle everything down. Perfect dialect to bring those people to life. With my approximation of a posh voice, my accent would not be very well regarded by the Derbyshire aristocracy. Right. Common as muck, they'd say. Although they wouldn't say it like that, would they? They wouldn't say it in a common as muck fashion. Right. Oh yes, I have not cleared my board because I need to flip this over. Yeah, like theme-wise, it's what happens with like things like Downton Abbey and stuff. The reverse snob in me wants to avoid things like that at all cost. Working class represent, right? But yeah, it works for really well in here and get surprisingly into it. So we have a courtship. If you don't believe me, there it is. And we need to reveal the next theme, which is gonna be. Let's have another 10-minute discussion before I reveal it. It is estate, which is unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, because Fairfax, and yeah, you can't win every one. Fairfax has 9 in estate, and although I've done some work on it, my estate has just 7 points worth. So we don't need to give them the Fairchild card, do we? But they do get a mystery victory points card that is going to get added to their total at the end of the game. And yeah, I've given the Fairchild back. Discard an objective card. Oh yeah, we only draw objective cards once, don't we, in the shorter game as well? So we score 4? Is that right? So at the moment, it's looking like prestige. I've done that one. I've done that one. That only needs me to hire 2 more people. That is really good. Only the final courtship will discard one, won't we? So I feel like they are the ones to do. Because it feels like it would be a waste to spend one of the last 3 turns just hiring. This one's getting discarded right now anyway. Because it would be worth a point. Which isn't great. Although this one's worth none right now. It could be worth 7 though. So discard a thing. It's not final courtship. Review and purchase sales from there, is it? Yep. So we are into the final season. And the last few rounds, we can rotate the service. And I do have people in my hand now, don't I? I'm not prestige level 5 yet, so we have to tuck these away. Although these could be played in the national holiday. We might not have to rest. It would be a shame to rest in your last turn, though, wouldn't it? Like, even if we're not reputation 5 yet, we get to ignore that for the national holiday, right? That is what the national holiday does, isn't it? You can host any activity and any guests during the next round. So we could buy a really expensive place, host a load of people in it, as long as we had the staff, I suppose. I don't know that we could get a place that we can host 5 people at the English Garden now. I suppose now we know that an estate's out there, it would be nice to get an estate thing, but we've only got really cheap things like the fenced paddock, where we can only host 2 people and it just turns into 2 points, which would catch me up. Hopefully estate won't be an issue again, though. If another estate comes out, that's going to be really harsh on me. It would probably balance out the difference in our Fairchild scores. So what are we... That would be next turn when there's a national holiday. So do I want to host something or do I want to rest? If I rest, I'm not going to be able to afford any kind of room. I don't think... Oh, I could afford a fenced paddock. But then that means that one of my hosts is just going to be for 2 people? To catch up in a category where it's probably not going to matter? I don't think it's worth it. It's just, if I did rest, I would get back some good people. And I don't want to rest... Because, like, I would like to host one good thing now and then rest when staff have been used up, so we get the refreshing in a useful way. But I don't want to miss next turn, because then it's the national holiday, and my reputation... You know, if you've done reputation really well, and it's high anyway, you don't really care about the national holiday. But mine isn't amazing, so I do care about the national holiday. So yeah, it's another... It's good, though, that it's full of good decisions. Tough decisions. So I don't have 5 gentry, so I can't host at the English Garden. It's just if I did host at the English Garden next time, I don't know that I would have any staff available to host in the final round. And we could just get something like the Heritage Guest Suites, a casual guest and double all the favours. Because hosting something this round is going to use up staff, isn't it? And we could just wait and host in the English Garden next time. Are there going to be particularly better cards, though? Well, next time we would have the 5s to play instead, wouldn't we? And get a load of money, get a really great room. But it's not like you can pay to just get your staff back. Do we hire? How many prestige guests have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So it's probably not worth hiring, right? It's not worth doing that one. Just have these as the... Because that's already worth 6. I'm sure I'll get more before the end of the game. Who would I get from this? I would get a level 2. I would get a level 1. We don't want to tank the reputation, though. We want to gain some reputation. Have I got 3 ladies? No. So we could host maybe the English Garden and then the front parlour next time. How much reputation do I need to gain? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I just had a little host... I could get the 5 reputation, but I don't need it. It would be good for the final round, I suppose, and anyone we might gain from here. So where could they go? They could just earn me some money, and then we get a good room for the last 2 places. Maybe we just want to rest. I'm going to rest, because then at least I'll get the family members back, and we'll be able to do something in the final round with them. Because it's do an event now and an event next turn, and then pass in the last round and not have anything to do. Whereas at least I'll have some options if I do it this way. Pass, refresh service I've done, get your deck back. So many people. Maybe want to get rid of the -2 point card. And then... reclaim deck, round track event, there isn't one. Monument Servants Hall. Oh, monuments! Yes. I don't know if I've missed one yet. Have I missed one? But, oh, we're doing the wrong pass card again. Oh, that's in my pile of don't show that passing card. There we go. I've missed 1 reputation for sure. I don't know if I've missed any more from not having the thing. So I probably didn't need to take backsies. I don't know, I can't remember. £200. Or I can refresh the builder's market. I could refresh the builder's market. Because next time I'm going to earn like £500, and maybe I could buy something I care about having more. Let's refresh the builder's market. So, we've got your service, the butler's pantry, for an under butler. I suppose I could have got an under butler for an extra member of staff, but that still wouldn't be enough. So numbers: 55, 65, 72, 100. There we go. So maybe we'd be able to hire something that could at least host a load of people. 7 gentry in the West Saloon. And then if you did that in the final round, that would be worth another 5 points. Maybe. So that's my pass anyway. The bot is taking away 10. Is the thing in position 3. 1, 2, 3. No archery on the south lawn, unfortunately. Oh, and that would actually have been good. That was a hybrid that could have gone into the estate category. Salmon dinner. I believe we're having spaghetti bolognese. If I'm not still planning posh events. I haven't had fish and chips for ages, actually. So. Oh, I've rested as well, so they should all be in available service. Round track, it's the national holiday. We can do any event, so it would have been lovely to have bought something that's just like that's just like can host all of these people for the final for this round where the requirements just don't matter. So let's as many 5s as we can. I don't know that getting Lady Ethel in is that exciting, right? To look at that card. We've only got one more round. How much can we really do about it? I think these for sure. A load of money and we can buy whatever we like. We can host 5 gentry at the English Garden. And we can hire a prestige guest and get rid of those 2 negative point guests. It's just great. So great. I'm throwing cards around. So, I mean, Seattle salmon and chips is a thing. So I don't know that, like, so this would be good for Rach to be advising, because I never had fish and chips for, like, until maybe a few years ago. I don't really like... You have, like, battered fish and chips? That's the way it is in, like, chip shops in England. I don't really like batter. I like breadcrumbs. Just make things as much like childish meals as possible. You get me money. Money is worth stuff at the end, isn't it? Reputation's probably going to be useful. Yeah, the sad dowager. I don't think Lady Ethel is going to be that important to play. We don't need to dismiss guests because of the ability of the English Garden, so maybe like Anthony, but it's just these need loads of staff playing. We probably don't want any standard guests hiring anymore. Oh, we want her to go out, right? Because there's male prestige guests here, and so she counts doubly and doesn't need a staff member. So, she should go out. 5 people. I think we should for sure be getting prestige guests. And maybe we just have to do something next time where we don't have any ladies, apparently. There's another prestige guest, but that's all of the lady staff, which means we would not get to play the Dowager next time. Or Alice Bingley. I think that's a good 5. And that's still... It's going to be a small event next time. It's probably going to be some kind of family event next time. But I feel like this is okay. We could maybe even get 7 gentry. Between like the family and the people that don't need staff. It's just that she's getting dismissed, isn't she? Because she's negative points. Worry about that next round. Maybe we'll get some prestige people we really want to play. So, that's who I'm inviting for the English Garden. It'll be a battered salmon. Yeah, all around to Monica's for some salmon. Yeah, we'll play Nussfjord. And have some fish and chips. So I've provided service. Everyone's happy. Enjoy the favours. So that's going to be pounds. £500, which isn't going to be enough to get me a 7 gentry thing. Do I want to exchange that and earn some more money instead? Do I want to swap someone out? Like who? Like Lady Elizabeth, and she could be invited next time? Yeah. Can we realistically get 7 people invited next time? Just get everyone... You're going to be dismissed, I think. Who doesn't need... They're all ladies that want servants. I don't think we can host 7 people. The butler would do it, so we can host 2 gents if they only want valets. Could host 5 people. Yeah, I don't think we can buy the West Saloon. It's just that if we don't buy the West Saloon, we could buy like the breakfast room that just wants 4 people. It's just that needs a housemaid. Maybe it would be as simple as, how much money am I going to get here? £700. 4 gents isn't ideal. Maybe just 2 ladies. Would be good for getting a prestige thing. We'll see when we see the guests. Probably not two ladies. Put it back the way it was. And don't worry about the money. We'll just have 500 money. So, yeah. Money. 500. How are we getting money from the judge? They have just got money flowing everywhere. They could not care less about what they're giving away. Oh, that's just off camera, isn't it? The Viscount Ashwood. So that's the money. Prestige. She is with a prestige gent. So 2, 4, -2. So that's going to be 2 more prestige. Oh, that is unfortunate. I think the prestige guest is worth it, though. It's just I'm not going to have 5. I'm not going to have 5 to be able to play, say, her next time, am I? Or the prestige people that I'm about to get. So is it worth swapping her out? It's my last use of her, but maybe losing that reputation to gain another prestige guest isn't worth it. There's no other way of getting a prestige guest right in front of me, though. I'm getting one from here. Do I need one from her? I think it would be better on 5, wouldn't it? Oh, I'll get one from the monument. Thank you, Rock Boy. Great. So I've earned 2. Yes, I will stick with that. Good point. So I'm getting a level 1, unfortunately. Oh, not negative points. Terence Whitlow, Esquire. Mr. Whitlow has a keen mind and has earned a reputation as a tireless defender of the landed interest. Get me some money. Maybe I'll be able to host 7 people now. Maybe. Although I won't have the money to do it now. I've swapped the money out. Right. So then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 prestige guests. Oh, the money doesn't come right after the event. You have to think, yeah, because it's like it's covering a season, isn't it? So like stuff is going on throughout these. Yeah, they're getting investments, they're getting a fortune, but yeah, they also trail money behind them. Okay, we've got Thomas, Earl of Kellinch. The Earl is an avid sportsman travelling from estate to estate to hunt and ride. Maybe we'll be able to host him. Margaret, Viscountess Brisbane. The haughty Viscountess is well connected and from one of the largest land-owning families in Shropshire. Only worth 2 points. Not going to be able to play her. The Hazel, Viscountess Cross. Despite humble origins, the wife of Viscount Cross is beloved. She lost a leg in her youth and requires extra aid. I don't think we're going to have the servants available for her to attend, unfortunately. And Anne-Marie, Comtesse de Vitry, the wife of a wealthy French noble living outside of London, is an accomplished world traveller. That is some points, if nothing else. So that's all of the people, I think. And then that is a lot of my staff expended. So, we have £500. Oh, and I can dismiss 2 guests. Let's dismiss. Although they are the guests that can kind of be played with nothing. You're 1. -2 points. Dismiss her. And then there is another one. Somewhere. Another guest of ill repute. A gossip. Yes. We'll dismiss them. And then we've hired everyone. It's already on its flipped side, so we don't gain any flips. But now... we have £500. So basically, up to the North Library. I do have a butler. We don't need any points in the essentials category, is the downside. The downside of the flower room is, although it would get me some okay points, and actually it would win me that category, say it came up again, the Lionheart Suite would be good, really. because they're about to get 7 points in prestige, and maybe that's the last category that hasn't come out yet. If it was like essentials again, that would be amazing for me. I don't think buying a really cheap room and just hosting a couple of people is that good, though. Like, the North Library is for gentlemen. I don't have the housemaid to host the breakfast room. Like, 4 gentlemen, could we host? We could host people with, we've got 2 servants, basically. I was thinking of this at first, but I didn't earn enough money. Yeah, Mike Sonato would fit right in. So we can't host any ladies. We've got no female staff, unfortunately. It would be some points, wouldn't it? 4 points at least. And Essentials does count towards the end. It's some points for that final thing. I think that's worth doing. Anything to buy that would help objectives? No. So I've got this for objectives. I've got the servants. The barn and brushing room I've got. And prestige guests. And I've just gained a load of them. Thomas can get me another one. So I feel like I've only got £500, so I think that North Library, while not the best thing around, I think it is the best thing that I can afford. Yeah. Because we've got the butler there ready to host. We've got 2 staff, so we can pick 2 of these to come in. I think that's going to be okay. And then these will get something, even if it's just reputation. I didn't need, it turns out, we didn't draw any more prestige guests from 5 reputation. So refresh this, and we get a service. The Servants' Hall. So the Servants' Hall has come out already, hasn't it? Place any servant to gossip about a local Derbyshire family. That's steal a reputation. Place a servant on it to steal a reputation from someone. You may not be surprised to know that we took out the attack gossip card and the Servants' Halls when we played. The supply board, we've got the long gallery here. We're never getting it. I don't think we may be able to afford it in the last round. I don't think so, though. 4 gentry there for 4 prestige. And the bot is taking 14. So that's going to be position 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The North Dining Room, named after General North, is actually in the south of the manor. Rach did enjoy it, yeah. And I was hoping. Like, she wasn't crazy about it, but it's hard to tell sometimes with Rach. She's if something is okay, that's a good compliment from Rach. And she said that Obsession was good. So yeah, adjusted for compliment inflation. Right. Flower room to win 3 categories. Well, I think like you just total it all up, don't you, in the final courtship. So I'm kind of going for the fact that I would win this by so much. I would win Essentials by so much that it offsets the little that I lose by this, I think. Rach's favourite. What was Rach's favourite? You can see it was a couple of years ago now, but Rach did do a top 10. It was voted for at one point. And I believe it's Trajan. I'm just... I'm going to look that up. Oh, it was only a year ago, because it's... well, it's about nearly 18 months ago, because it's when I broke my shoulder. My shoulder's still in a sling. Oh, actually, it was a surprise update. It was a surprise upset. It was always Trajan, right? There are dogs barking right outside. It was always Trajan for ages and ages and ages and ages. And Midara came in and swept the board. Although we are both fans of the kind of video game that Midara draws a lot of story inspiration from. If the last category is prestige, I am in trouble. Which it may very well be. It's the most likely, right? Although I suppose the most likely is not prestige. If you're thinking of not any particular category, there's like a 3 in 5 chance that it's not prestige. There's a 2 in 5 chance that it is prestige. But yeah, check out Rachel's top 10. She doesn't like she didn't really like ranking games or explaining why she likes or dislikes things about games, but she did. For someone who didn't particularly want to express her opinions, she did really well in that top 10. And yeah, Medora is great. We would have to remove all of this stuff. It didn't matter because I wasn't in the lead in those tracks, and at least in Ark Nova you can only target the leader, although saying that it isn't take that because you can only target the leader baffles me. It'd still take that. But yeah, realised, towards the end of the game, when I wasn't going to be affected by them anyway, when the attacks came out, it was like, oh wow, I'm glad I'm not getting attacked because, yeah, I kind of just assume that if I'm in a game, nobody's going to be attacking nobody. So what am I doing? I'm just talking, aren't I? I'm getting ready for the final round. And hopefully we can get something going in the North Library. An intense political debate. That's just what we need, isn't it? It's not enough political debate. That's what we're doing, though. In the North Library, we can't invite all of these gents. We can, in fact, only invite one of them. So actually, it would make sense, right? Rather than inviting either of these gents that need the demanding guest and the war hero, it will be better to invite someone that gets me a prestige guest. That's points. And one of these. I probably don't want a level 1 guest because it could be negative points, so I probably just want reputation. I get a reputation, don't I, for the monument, so I'm level 5. Hugh Jackman's prestige. And so there may be the 2 that come in, and we just choose from the guests that don't need anything. We don't need to dismiss anyone. We could, I suppose, hire someone, and then if they're bad, dismiss them, and not use her hiring power. Although she lets me draw 2 cards. We could gamble, because going halfway along the prestige track, I don't think gains you anything. And then he can come out, and we can decide, do we want the money or the prestige? So I think that's it. A North Library political debate. Oh, it has to be 4 gentlemen, actually, so the Viscountess can't come. So it's going to have to be. We're not risking it. We're not risking the getting a minus point guest at the last minute. So we're just going to go for prestige, which I don't think is going to be enough prestige to get towards the end. Hugh Jackman. Right, so I think that's going to be it. Service provided. There we go. And enjoy the favours. That's going to be money. £300 for sure. Would £400 earn me anything that matters? Can I buy something cheap? That would be minus points, 0 points, 0 points. Nothing positive there. I suppose just buying a service building is a point, isn't it? If I can afford one. Like, I can't have another brushing room. That would be 400. And it would be a point. What does money translate to just normally? A point per 200. So I suppose I'm overpaying by 100. But it would also count in the Fairfaxes, wouldn't it? If you're halfway along this prestige track, you can use a special action to convert 2 spare points into another 100. Oh, so then maybe I can afford something. I think I need like 800 to be able to afford something points-wise. Do I want to have potentially £400 that would translate into 2 endgame points? Or do I spend £400 now on a tile that gives me 1 point, but that point goes towards the Fairchilds for sure. Have to be like the servants' quarters. I think that. Yeah. So I will choose £100 from him. 2 reputation. We're on to 3. Yeah, it would be nice to be on 4, wouldn't it? And then you could just tick back. No, you wouldn't be. You'd go down to the next level. No. I won't get any money from there. Maybe I'll just keep these and have the 2 points. And then a prestige guest, who's going to be Peter, Viscount Townsend. The Viscount is a superb and honoured sportsman, having travelled to India to hunt big game. So he's worth 3 points. They are... What are they carrying? They're carrying, like, a little valise. Under butler. Oh, could I afford... Is an under butler 400? Good point, because they're all worth a point each at the end, aren't they? I don't think it says what... Maybe it says in the glossary what he's holding. Oh, suitcase. Suitcase. Makes sense, yeah. Where are they? Oh, yeah, the under butler is 400 as well, so you are absolutely right. Under butler would be a better thing to buy. I think I've had all other rewards. You are discards, but it doesn't really matter at this point. When it comes to building, we will build a butler's pantry at last, so I didn't really need to... I'll just put it there. I know it's in the wrong column, but rather than have to zoom out and everything, we'll just put that there, and that's my money spent. The bot builds something, but it doesn't matter, does it? We'll do it for the sake of using... I don't know if you can see from this angle. There's an octopus inside this die. It's not the one that came with it. I thought it was purple on purple, might not be that good. 17 is going to be no purchase. So a good big ending. Oh yeah, it's Peter Townsend, isn't it? I didn't pick up on that. How much does... I don't think people generally see photos of him. But if you look it up, how much does Roger Daltrey look like a nan? I don't think he could look much like a nan. He looks like he's in Halloween costume as a nan. I know he can't help it, but hey. He's angry and stuff now. So the North Library should also get flipped. Colonial news they can do in the North Library at the very end. So we need a pad, don't we? We need a pad and a pen. I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. And that's it, isn't it? We need improvement tile points is going to be 11, 15. Oh no, we need to do the final courtship, don't we? Before this happens. Don't skip that. That comes first, doesn't it? We have the final courtship. And so, what are the Fairchilds after? Sporting, brilliant. I'm good at sporting, aren't I? Yes, I'm better than the Fairfaxes. So it's total for all of the categories in the final season. So we can just bring the Fairfaxes over here. They could have been here the whole time, couldn't they? Really? They could have just sat there, which maybe... Is that why they're spaced out like that? It seems perfect. So service, we've got 3 plus 6, which my calculation is 9. There's another 9 for 18, and there's 4 for 22. If you look over at mine, so I have got 11, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 27, 31, 33. So 35 is all my tiles, isn't it? I'll write that in now. 35. So I have won the courtship, for sure. Luckily. And so it doesn't really matter which Fairchild. Elizabeth Fairchild is back to marry... Name? Line? I can't find you. So actually, Charles Fairchild has agreed to marry the Honourable Marianne Waters for the Admirer bonus, of course. And that means I get a victory point card as well. It's pretty powerful at the end of the game, isn't it? You get a victory point card, and you get in the Fairchild a load of points of everything. And Yeah, yep. Had all of that stuff. Total of all of the revealed categories. Get the point card and the Fairchild card. So that's that. So over for me. Improvement tile victory points. Gentry victory points. We should have a lot of Gentry victory points. Oh, we should also discard a thing, right? Servant bonus. I didn't get that. Because I'm right in thinking you score 3 things. Hi, Rach.
Hello.
So Gentry points 8, 9, 11, 14, 17, 23, 25, 27, 30, 34, 36, 40, 42, 45, 46, 50. Which will put me on 85. Objective and milestone victory points. I think milestones are a thing, right? In the expansion. They're an expansion thing. That's what I was trying to say. So, servant bonus. I have 2 valets. I have 2 ladies' maids. Barn and brushing room. Boom, boom. And then a point for every prestige guest. Should I have 4? So I didn't need to discard that one. It doesn't get me anything. Whether it's here or not, it's worth 0 points. Do you not discard one in the... Oh, you discard one in the final courtship. So I think you should have... Because you start with 5. Discard 4. Because there's 4 courtships. And then you draw 2. There's only 1 objective card draw. So yeah, you should have 3 at the end, I think. Yeah, you're going to tell everyone a story, Rach. Look at all the guests that appeared.
Sorry.
And
Not Friday.
look at all the guests that appeared, and you can construct a story around them.
I can't possibly do it on the spot.
Oh, wow. There are a lot of prestige guests. So, prestige guest. Is there a limit to this? In the glossary or anything? Or is it just purely a point each, no limits? Where would that be? Objective cards, I imagine. That's where I'd put it. Guest bonus, yeah. Guest bonuses are highly desirable. I don't think any of them say, like, a particular limit. So, I have got... Does Fairchild count? I don't know if Fairchild counts. We'll leave him till last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or 12 if he counts. He has got 2 things on him. I don't think they count as anything. They have got the 2 on them, though, haven't they? I'm not sure. They do count. Good enough for me. So how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, do you get more objectives in the expansion? I'll have to get this expansion on, won't I? I've heard milestones are a lot better as well. Who people complain about the... Which, yeah, so some things are easier to do, some things are harder to do, and it depends on draw and stuff, doesn't it? I haven't seen the on the milestones, there are things outright that everyone is competing towards rather than private objectives, I think. Although, I haven't played a game with them, so I don't know. Reputation victory points are in the glossary. Where are they? Surely I should have kept that on a... That should be on a play raid. In the short game, I'm level 5, which is 15 victory points. We've surely got this. And so, that's another 27, so 112. And then... Oh, it says on the card if there's a limit. So, it's 2 points per servant, and I didn't take my under-butler. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 points. Surely blasting through what we needed. I've got no money, so no points from that. Subtotal is 130. And then courtship and victory points cards. I have got... I think I've already counted the 8 for the Fairchild. So, just 4 for that victory points card. 1, 3, 4. And then... Fairfax... Oh, have I not added on the other... Oh, yeah, I've only done 1 objective, haven't I? I haven't included these. So I should have another 11. So I should have 23 there. So 145 altogether. And Fairfax have on their card, 94. And their victory point card, unless it's worth like 50 points, is worth 4. So they finished the game with 98. They don't get points from anywhere else, do they? So I was thinking maybe they'd get them for the monuments. They get the points for the... No, we looked up, didn't we? Oh, you can play a variant for an extreme upgrade in their challenge. Add the victory points for the monuments they got in addition to everything else. So they would have got 16 more points there, but it wouldn't have helped. Because there is quite a nice victory, I think. I'm really glad I didn't go with beginner then. It turns out that maybe I should have gone for expert then. But, like, it could have been a massive swing the other way, though, because, like, it's not as simple as, like, they're going to earn more points for things, is it? It's that not only are you missing out on victory points cards, which I always traded in for great things, you aren't getting the Fairchild card that's so useful to play in the round as well. Yeah, it's really big win in each of the courtship things. But there we go. Obsession is great. I enjoyed the solo. Like, you're just puzzling it out yourself, aren't you? You can see from the beginning what you've got over here and what you need to do. It's not always possible, and you've got to get lucky on the categories sometimes. It could have gotten a lot worse for me, depending on what had come out there. But I would have made different decisions as well, so it's hard to say, isn't it? I'm looking forward to. So people that have played the expansion then, have you played the solo from the expansion? Does it change a lot? Like, I know there's something different in it, but there we go. It's tough, isn't it? Oh, the upstairs, downstairs, easy. Yeah, so like, if you weren't here earlier, and you haven't played the expansion, so when you pass in the expansion, as well as collect £200 or refresh the builder's market, you can hire servants by using the butler's room. Which, yeah, being able to do that when you're passing is like you have to pass like probably a couple of times at least a game, right? And like it's really good that it's there, and it's a nice decision of when to do it. But it's always like I'm just passing for £200, but I need all of my things back. Whereas getting to hire servants as well would be a massive draw for it. And yeah, I can't remember what they do. I did watch a video with the designer kind of going through what's in all the boxes and why they're in there, which helped me realise, oh, I don't need loads of this stuff. Yeah, I did get the useful box as well. So in the middle of a conversation, I remember like, oh yeah, you didn't reply to that person. I have got the really useful box, and so like that includes replacements for old typos and like the bags. If you got the second printing, if you got the first print, yeah, the second printing, second edition, second printing, the bags weren't quite ideal, so the useful box came with extra bags. And then I watched the video on it, and turns out I don't need those. Like it's all fine here. But yeah, there's like the extended version. So I have got some cards that I think came in the useful box where you can play the extended version with just the base game, I think. But yeah, I've got the promo pack. I haven't opened that, and the promo pack did say on it as well, like a couple of these I would put into the game anyway, but loads of these are wild, and I wouldn't necessarily, like, if you want the game to be competitive, I wouldn't necessarily put these tiles in it. It says something like that on the top of the promo pack. I'll probably use them at some point, but yeah, I pre-ordered everything, like, and this was about 6 months ago or something. Like, it's like, well, there's been a shipping crisis, hasn't there, amongst other things. But yeah, I just thought, like, if this game ever comes in stock again, let's order it all, because I would like to see what's going on. But yeah, there's cooks, there's useful boys, there's all sorts of stuff in the expansion. What are the other types? There's 4 new types of servants, basically. I haven't got all of those things. If you want to see that, yeah. I'll try and make sure I don't reveal any sneaky information. This has it's come in quite a big box, actually. I won't show you my box opening technique because it is patented. I'm paid an annuity by the Knives Guild of London not to reveal how I open boxes, because no one would ever buy a knife again. Although I'll show you how I get this tape off. It's coming some nice. It's like a present. Didn't cut this enough. Oh, Dan's put in another major order, so it'll be available again in a few months as well. Like, yeah, though, in the video that I was watching, right, it said that again it's out of stock again, and he doesn't need to go. He's not going to Kickstarter anymore. Like, I don't know if it never again, but like he's just put in another like order for it just because it keeps selling out, which is a great position to be in. The table and everything is going to shake as I'm doing this. You can see I'm not an experienced unboxer, can't you? It'd be terrible if I just revealed it was something completely different. But there we go. See, bonus, put a timestamp now for anyone. What does it come with the bags? I remember buying those from the Board Game Geek stall in Essen. At a certain point. You can do a series with Tom's most exciting unboxing. Yeah, well, just hopefully, like, if deliveries just arrive in the middle of streams in future. Oh, thanks, Chris. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll definitely be coming back to Obsession in the future, as I want to with Ark Nova as well. Like, I want to do another solo Ark Nova. I want to try this with more things, and, like, there's so many tiles you don't see, there's so many cards we've never seen in this, and that's without even... I know I've added a bit of expansions. There's so many... I've played as 2 houses. 3 houses? Yeah, and we've seen Rach with a couple, so there's still... I think we overlapped, so there's houses we haven't seen. Hey, Plan B Games, they own all of these games. There's a rulebook. Oh, there's a nice... Oh, so this is like the solo things. Like, this is going to be up in the vote for February, by the way. Back to... When did Great Western Trail come out? I think... Was it like 2016? So I think it'll be one of my... Not the massively earliest, but a fairly early video on the channel. Dual layer player boards. They've changed the art slightly on it all, haven't they? It looks similar. I haven't got them side by side, but like nice plastic tray, nice dual layer boards on it all. Marty's just standing outside the camera range. Oh, nice one for the hiring as well, isn't it? Oh, that used to be on the main board, didn't it, in the original? Some lovely printed cloth bags for all your tiles. Score pad. This is an uninformed unboxing because like, what did the older one have? But you're right, Genway. Cowboy hats. Not only do you get to pick a player colour, and you've got your trains and stuff. But yes, your cowboy gets its own hat. So, you know, great. Just for that. Oh, it doesn't include the expansion, of course. Yeah, that is a doubt. I suppose, yeah, you could. They'd hopefully do it eventually. But the expansion was fantastic. I've done 2 playthroughs for Great Western Trail. I definitely did. Maybe I only did an overview for the expansion. But yeah, comes with sorting bags, some ownership discs and stuff in there. So it's not like there's a ton of components to need to include. And then you've got the... I think, you know, I was never by any means a Great Western Trail expert. I enjoyed it. It was a great game. It's like one of the many, many games that is just like space. Why don't you have Great Western Trail anymore? Space. And like, for multiplayer at least, the only thing that we didn't like about it is the hands and like stopping other people and making other people pay for things. Which, like, I can understand why that would be a big boon for players that are into that. Oh, they're nice, nice silky cards. Nice slippery cards. Santa Gertrudis brings all the cows their presents. There you go. There's a nice little unboxing. Now suddenly, now I've unwrapped the cards, they're bigger than their gap in the box. Maybe some cards go in another spot, like over here or something. Yeah, they should have done it in space. There's already a version of it where it's cowboys. Still call it Great Western Trail, you can just be in the west of space. And one time you only scored a single digit. I can't remember what I did now. Oh, so we've got, for the solo mode, hopefully it's still... Is it still kind of in focus here? I hope it is. So we've got like a... Oh, this is Sam's board rather than the hiring board then. That's a solo board there. And he's got some special cards and a specialization tile. So presumably, like in his games for a while now. I think since like Blackout Hong Kong had a campaign, right, and it had a bit of a solo mode, but I don't like more recently like Maracaibo and Boon Lake and all this have got like dedicated solo modes and stuff already built in them that work very well. Although they hurry you along. I imagine that's what Sam's going to do in Great Western Trail. But yeah, Deck gets to cheat in his actions, of course. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm hoping. I haven't played it yet, as you might imagine, because you've just seen me open the box. But there we go. That is today's arrival. Not much of a box pop though. Scores low on the box pops. GWT. So yeah, that is gonna. I imagine it's gonna be in the vote for sure. But yeah, if I had to gamble, I would say it's going to do pretty well in the February vote as well. Because like, what other stuff's going to be? There's going to be like a Euphoria expansion, the game Titan, a huge heavy Kickstarter that's just delivered and stuff. Yeah, there's going to be some great stuff in February. But we're still in January. There's still Boon Lake, Tavernusi. Hopefully, there's going to be time for. Hadrian's Wall campaign will continue. But I will be back on Friday at 5 p.m. for the continuation for. Not quite the climax, not quite the culmination, almost the end. Adventure 10 of Role Player Adventures, and Rachel will be here as well, traffic permitting. Thank you everyone for being here for this though. Do all of the YouTubey and Twitchy things, like, subscribe, give the thing a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up on Board Game Geek, why not? Do all of the things. Origin's First Builder is here as well, yeah, maybe, hopefully there'll be time for all of that. Oh, he's got a good bot in it. I haven't played yet, but hopefully we'll be doing it all on stream if there's time. Thank you for all of your support. If you would like to help me keep making videos or be here more, hey, let's try and do this full time. Let's get to 200 patrons, right? We're not very far off. It would be amazing. Thank you to everyone. I know a lot of you in the chat support me on there. Thank you for making all of this possible. And if you would like to contribute, every little helps. And the Patreon is where it's at, really. Hope to see you on Friday. See you on Monday if not, and I'll tell you all of the stuff that is coming up next week. For now though, it's time to close the door on Derbyshire, and I'm sure we'll be back another day. Thanks everyone. Bye.